We are tonight's entertainment.
What the fuck is this, Chet?
This is a tasty burger.
Were you rushing or were you dragging?
You like Huey Lewis in the news?
Is this your homework, Larry?
Why just spill your beans?
Hey, dude, fuck you.
Sweet. Strong.
I didn't know how to start it, so reliable.
Yeah.
Fuck Carl.
We've never done that before. I don't know why it's reliable, but yeah. Fuck you, dude.
Oh, no, I say that's reliable. Shitting on Carl? That's the oldest trick in the book.
It's usually Carl's not the smartest, but fuck you. So aggressive.
You don't remember the mowing the lawn incident?
I mean, yeah, but that was off the air. People didn't witness firsthand your abuse that you give me.
Yeah, you're right. We're back, brothers. I hope you enjoyed our episode last week, Godzilla x Kong. We got a rave review from our boy Evan, and he said he thought it was even better than the Guys Being Dudes episode.
Oh my god.
I don't know if I can agree. I think Guys Being Dudes is still the top penis.
Evan might
of
be
this
smoking the
podcast.
reefer, but I appreciate the praise.
Smoking the reefer.
The old electric lettuce.
Yeah, but I do appreciate the the standing ovation for that episode. It had a couple good moments, but
the bonk was incredible.
Yeah, the bonk was
Yeah.
That's gonna go down in film scoop history. Right there.
Yeah, I wrote it down in my journal.
Yeah. Oh, while we're talking about Godzilla x Kong, I just found out that Warner Brothers legally hasn't been able to call or title any of the movies they make King Kong, and that King Kong is like Warner Brothers is leasing the character from Universal. So when Peter Jackson made his Universal 2005 movie, he could call it King Kong, but since they're leasing the character, something in the rights prevents them from saying King Kong, so it's always just Kong in the Warner Brothers movies, which I always kind of noticed that they called him Kong, but yeah, I figured it was just easier and quicker, and
yeah.
I didn't think there was a reason behind it, but yeah, that's crazy.
Heck yeah.
Quick scoop of life. I got my oil change this weekend, and the guy at the oil change, he told me I needed new tires and alignment. How about fuck you? How about I tell you what I want? How about mind your business?
Yeah.
You ever heard of that? I'll tell you when I want stuff done in my car, and then you can do it.
Yeah.
I will give you bones, and you can do it for me.
Yeah.
How about buzz off? All right.
You make a tree. And
Yeah, I didn't ask.
Yeah.
That's what I should have said. I should have said who asked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a scoop.
Fuck that
of
guy.
life.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
An inside scoop, I should say.
No.
The true
you
name.
you were right.
The true
the
name
first
of
time.
our segment, the inside.
No. You were right the first time.
Whoever keeps writing, "Please suck my dick, Carl," on the Porta-Johns, knock that off. No,
you better knock it off before I'd go ahead and do it.
They say, "Suck my dick, please," and now other people have started jumping in and saying, "Do you take it in the ass?" Question mark. Asking questions involving sex with me.
Dude, you're getting them all riled up.
Yeah, it's something I'm doing. I do piss people off.
I mean,
which is, I'm not trying to. But
right.
Every time I walk past someone, I just say, "Go faster."
I mean, that's just you being a good boss.
I guess that's not what people want to hear. They want to hear my cheeks getting clapped. I guess.
I mean, listen. Some people respect a good boss, a good higher up that keeps them in line.
Maybe.
At my job, I have coworkers that don't do shit, and my manager sees them not do shit, and then doesn't say anything, and that bothers me because I do my job.
Yeah.
So I'm getting paid the same amount as people who don't do their job, and my manager doesn't say anything about it. So what you're doing is the right thing to do. Keeping them in line.
Yeah.
And you're not letting some hootenanny slide.
Yeah. Did you see the picture I sent you?
Yeah.
I said, "I love you, Carl, and you make me hard." Bitch, Carl.
Oh yeah, bitch spelled BICH.
English is not their first language. Everything in there is wrong.
Yeah.
In the worst possible way.
Yeah. I think that's all the scoop of life, that we have this week. Some quick news. Dune Messiah in development.
Ooh.
Let's fucking go.
Gonna be fucking
Best trilogy of all time incoming.
amazing.
The only thing capable of possibly, it won't, but possibly surpassing the Dark Knight trilogy for me. I mean, that's just like ingrained in who I am. That's just a part of me. So I don't think, like you asking me, hey, pick a different trilogy to be your favorite trilogy other than the Dark Knight. That's like me asking you to cut off your foot. That's the equivalent.
Hey, breathe something other than air.
Yeah. So it's nothing's gonna pass the Dark Knight trilogy, but
And I
Dune,
don't know.
Dune might get to the point where I will like admit it's better, but I just like the Dark Knight trilogy more, which some people get all hissy about that, about saying good versus favorite. Like,
Yeah.
this one's better, but I prefer this. Like, it should all be the same. You should prefer the thing that's better. No.
I don't know.
No.
Unless old Reeves
I can watch a
comes
bad
in with
movie.
the trilogy.
Oh, well, that's
Unless he finishes
obvious.
his
That's,
trilogy.
That's obvious. But I fucking lost my train of thought now. You son of a bitch. Oh, yeah, there's some people that think the best movies of all time and your favorite movies of all time should be the same. And I say, that's what I say to that. I can watch a bad movie and I can say this is a bad movie, but I like it. I enjoy how bad it is.
Yeah.
And I just have a good time with it. And they're like, okay, so if you have a good time with it, then it's not a bad movie. And I'm like, that's not true.
To those people, I say, you do what you want to do, and I do what I want to do.
Yeah.
I run the fucking show here in my land, and you do whatever the fuck it is you do over there in backwards ass land.
I mean, if you, like, some movies just have sentimental value. And if you watched a movie with your dad when you were a kid and you just remember it, you remember getting out of school and going and watching it, and the movie's horseshit. It's terrible, but you remember seeing it with your dad, so you like it.
Yeah.
That, like, you don't think it's good because of the quality of the movie. You like it because of the event attached to it. So those are two very different things. And I can look at 2001: A Space Odyssey and say, like, that's a pretty damn good movie, especially considering the time it was made, but it just doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
It doesn't really interest me that much. So I'll still give it a decent score because I think it's good, but it doesn't, tickle my fancy.
Yeah.
And Batman Begins, one of my favorite movies ever. Number 3, technically, on my favorite movies list. There's a lot of movies better than it, but I just like it. It's just up my alley. It's what I like.
Shit.
Yeah,
Nice coat.
exactly. You get it.
Yeah.
The
Need I
Lamborghini
say
dad.
more? The Lamborghini dad.
So yeah, I just think it's stupid. I think you can easily have a favorite movie that you know isn't good, or you can watch a movie that you think is good, but it's just not really for you. I think those are both things that can happen. So,
Yeah.
sometimes they align. Sometimes, like, I love the Batman, and I do think it is one of the best movies ever made. And I love Dune and Dune 2, and I think that's two of the best movies ever made.
Yeah.
But sometimes it doesn't align.
Yeah. There's definitely movies like that, like
The Dark Knight Rises is not one of the best movies ever made. It's just not. But I love it.
yeah. Now there's movies like that we've watched. It's like, everyone loves, and then I sit down and watch it. Like, what's the fuck? Stalker. Like, people love
that's a load
Stalker.
of shit.
I sat down and watched it, and I was like, I mean, I guess I get if you like it, but I'd rather swallow chlorine than fucking watch that shit again.
See, Stalker's one that, like, I can watch 2001 and say this is really good. I think it's boring and I don't really like it that much. I cannot say that about Stalker. I don't even really think it's good.
Maybe Stalker was a bad example, because I think I gave Stalker a 2-star.
I gave Stalker more than it deserved.
Yeah.
I should have given it like a 1.
Yeah.
And I think I gave it a 2.5 just because I was afraid of, like,
Yeah.
back then I was afraid of, stepping
I
out
think I
of line.
gave it a 1.5 or a 2, but
Yeah.
anyway, but like
It's a load of shit.
there's movies like that like people love, and I'll watch and I'll be like, I mean, it was kind of Phantom Thread's one. It's like, it didn't blow me away, but it was well performed, it was well shot, everything looked good, and I get why people like it, but it just, personally for me, I didn't care too much about it.
I mean, I could give a fuck what other people think about it. It's more like people think that Master is a masterpiece. They think it's amazing. And there are movies that I can watch and say, I think it's a good movie. It's just not for me. I don't think The Master is a good movie.
No.
I just don't think it's good. What other people think about it doesn't change my opinion of it.
The Master, more like the ass blaster.
Oh,
Fucking
more like
got him.
the hand me a gun so I can blow my head off.
Yeah.
Anyways, we got on a little tangent there. Yeah, Dune Messiah in development. Hell yeah. I mean, we all knew it was happening, but it's official now.
Makes me hard.
Denis Villeneuve set to direct Nuclear War: A Scenario, which is a book about if nuclear war took place like today, like the logistics of it.
Dude, I am fully erect, fully torqued right now.
I think Denis watched Oppenheimer and he was like, I would like to.
Yes, the movies.
I would like to do something like this.
Want to capture the visual language.
Yeah, that sounds. I mean, not like the most interesting concept for me, but it's Denis, so I'll be there and it'll be amazing. It'll probably be 5-star.
I mean, it sounds horrifying.
It just sounds kind of like it reminds me of Civil War, like just a modern day like political thing. Which I guess nuclear.
I don't think it's more politics as much as it is like if this were to happen. It's not who does what to who. It's the scale of the devastation that's caused.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it sounds bad by any means. I haven't read the book, so I don't really know what the book goes into. But it's just not like the thing I'm most excited about him directing. I'm much more excited about Dune Messiah. Much more excited about Rendezvous with Rama. I'm probably more excited about Cleopatra.
Oh, dang.
Just because that, like, I don't know anything about Cleopatra, so that fascinates me. But nuclear war, like...
If I'm not mistaken, I think she does the old 1-2 with a couple guys, you know what I mean?
Oh. So like I was saying, pretty excited about Cleopatra. But yeah, that's fun. He's got like 4 movies lined up. He's just a dog.
Yeah, dude. What an animal.
Yeah.
Packed schedule.
Drew Goddard. I assume that's how it's pronounced. Goddard. I don't know. Drew Goddard. Set to write and direct a new Matrix movie. Drew Goddard is the director of Cabin in the Woods. And he doesn't like direct he writes more than he directs. And he's written some pretty damn good movies. So I'm going to pull up his the old filmography.
Yeah.
I just don't think a new Matrix movie is like the best thing to do.
Yeah, I kind of got Matrixed out. I didn't even like have a desire to watch was it Matrix 4 that they did?
Yeah.
Resurrections.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't even have a desire to like watch that just cuz the other Matrix movies from the original trilogy aren't really good. Mm-hmm. I like them. I think I like 2. And the third one's like pretty bad.
I've only seen 1.
I've seen all 3. I don't remember them well, but I remember thinking like somewhat neato.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like unless it's the Wachowskis, it's probably not a good idea.
Yeah.
But Drew Goddard directed Cabin in the Woods and Bad Times at the El Royale. And he wrote The Martian, Cabin in the Woods, World War Z, Cloverfield, Bad Times at the El Royale, and he's writing Project Hail Mary.
Whoa.
Which, if you guys heard that scoop about me reading Project Hail Mary, fuck yeah.
Somewhat of a fan of Project
Supposedly, I'm saying supposedly because, like, it's not official, I don't think.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be starring Ryan Gosling, directed by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, written by Drew Goddard.
Oh my god.
Are you kidding me? And based off incredible source material.
Yeah.
One of the best books I've ever read in my life. Let's
wild.
just not even open that can of worms.
Yeah,
I mean,
dude.
that's just nonsense. But yeah, I mean, it's not that I think he's like a terrible choice, I guess. And it does it makes me happy that someone's getting to write and direct it. I always think movies have a better chance when they write. Well, you have the same person writing and directing it.
Yeah.
I feel like there's more cohesion and there's more of like a singular vision on what should be happening. So that's good, but I don't know. I can't really say that excites me. I'm assuming it's going to be like a complete, no old characters from the old movies. Like they're going to revitalize it with new, different characters.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, since I didn't watch Resurrections, I don't know how the story even got brought back, because the original trilogy kind of closed things out in a pretty permanent way. Mm-hmm. So I don't know where you go with it. Maybe if I watch Resurrections because I get dared, or if I get hammered and think it's something else, I'll figure it out. But I don't think I'm gonna figure it out anytime soon.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's interesting. I guess I can't say I'm super excited about it, but it's also like it's not something I'm gonna get upset about.
Yeah, no, I'm
happening.
not like, pissed off.
He seems like a pretty good writer, so
yeah,
maybe he can write something good.
Yeah, and people love Cabin in the Woods. It's just not for me.
Yeah, and I like The Martian. I like World War Z. I like Cloverfield.
Yeah,
seems like he's good with like sci-fi. So,
yeah.
Jeremy Allen White set to play Bruce Springsteen in a movie.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think it's about the creation of his album called Nebraska. I think that's what it's called.
Oh, okay.
I guess he had a tough time making it because they're making a movie about him making it.
Holy cow.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know a ton about the boss, but
I don't listen to a ton of Springsteen. I'm not gonna lie. I know like two songs.
I don't either, but I just don't know a lot about him. I don't know what hardships he's felt.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, there's this new trend of making biopics about classic musical artists, and like most of the time they're not good, but it kind of does fascinate me, like watching a movie about someone I don't know anything about.
Yeah.
So even though I didn't watch the Bob Marley movie because I just heard it was bad, and I didn't watch the Whitney Houston one. But anyways, like that, I'm super excited for the Bob Dylan one.
Oh yeah.
I'm super excited for Bob Dylan because Bob Dylan already like I like Bob Dylan's music and I know he had like a crazy life. Like he got started like really young and was like just on his own and a complete unknown.
Oh my god. A Rolling Stone.
I don't know. So yeah, I mean I'll watch it, and it seems like Jeremy Allen White's a good casting in terms of their looks, but I guess I'm just saying like people shit on all these new like musical biopics, but I don't mind them.
Yeah, it's not.
I think if you're telling an interesting story, I think it's more interesting when you're picking like a specific period versus like just covering someone's whole life.
Yeah.
If you're showing, Bob Dylan from like birth to death, even though he's not dead yet, but like to the end of his life, I feel like that's just a little not that interesting.
Yeah.
You could just read Wikipedia. But if you're covering like a specific time in their life, specifically probably a time where like a lot of shit went on, I feel like that's really interesting.
Yeah.
So it seems like that's what they're doing with the Springsteen one, not just doing like a whole life, summary.
Yeah. Plus, love me some JAW.
Dude, give me more.
Give it to me.
We watched the Invincible finale.
Pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, pretty awesome. Pretty dark.
Yep. I still don't like the half season break that they took.
No one does. You're not alone there.
Yeah.
Not a single person liked that.
I definitely think so. Season 1 I think is a masterpiece. I've got like if I had it rated, it'd be a 5 out of 5. Season 2 is definitely a slight step back, just because there's not as much like the gravity of everything. I feel like is like a little bit less, and it digs more into like Mark's personal life. being a superhero, but it's still really good.
It's just that, like, Omni-Man's one of the most interesting characters in the show, and he's not in season 2 a lot, especially the second half. So, like, I don't know. It's kind of like if the boys killed Homelander.
Yeah.
Like, that's their whole goal of the show, but it's like, if they actually did it, the show wouldn't be interesting anymore.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he's one of... Like, he is a really interesting character, but when Omni-Man is on screen, you feel a change in the tone of the show. When you see Omni-Man, you're like, oh, fuck. And there isn't a replacement for that. Like, you have a couple of Viltrumites that come out from the woodwork, but they don't... Like, you don't see them doing the stuff that you saw Omni-Man doing. And the weight isn't there that you feel when you see Omni-Man on screen. Yeah. So for the most part, it's just kind of like the usual guys doing the usual stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just not as interesting. The pacing isn't as smooth. And it just feels like... I know that there were side plots in the first season, but it felt like in this season they kind of bothered me more. Like, the Donald subplot, like, didn't go anywhere. Yeah. Unless they're planning on doing something with it later. That just could have been taken out. And, like, I can't remember his name, but Mark's friend's boyfriend, Steve, I think? Rick? Yeah. Nothing came of that.
Yeah, Rick's thing and Donald's thing went together. I saw that, but it did seem like this season was not as tight as season 1.
It seemed like almost build up for season 3.
Yeah, but like, what did they build up? Almost everything that happened is like resolved, except for the stuff involving Omni-Man.
Oh no, I mean, there's like, I guess I can't really get into spoilers, but like, they're setting up a shit ton with the Viltrumites and the Empire.
Yeah, that's what I mean, like the stuff with Omni-Man.
But yeah, that involves Mark too. Yeah,
but I'm saying that you had that guy with the portals. You know, he's his whole thing is done. You had the Mars guy and like a couple of other things that like I feel like they kind of teased and then just kind of got resolved, and then that was it.
Yeah, I mean, just because things get resolved doesn't mean it's not set up.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'm interested to see where season 3 goes for sure. Season 3 definitely seems like it's going to be back to shit's going down.
The creator said that he wants season 3, he wants every episode to feel like a season finale. So it's
with what they're setting up, dude, it's going to feel like it.
I mean, I hope so.
Yeah.
It felt like season 2 was more like damn near like an epilogue for season 1 and less of like new stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
I mean, it's still high quality television, but
it's still really good.
It's just not as good as season 1, but I'm excited for season 3, and hopefully it doesn't take as long. They said it, like, I mean, Invincible season 1 I think came out 2021. I could be wrong. I don't even know. I think it took like 3 or 4 years for them to release season 2, but season 3 I think is supposed to come out next year.
Holy cow.
Because they're making them like back to back.
Okay.
So that shouldn't take too long, which is good.
Yeah. And hopefully they do just a regular episode a week.
Yeah.
And not 4 episodes.
Yeah.
2 years.
I think they heard everyone's displeasure with the break. It's so unanimous that everyone hated that.
It takes.
There's no way they do it again.
It takes the steam out of your train. Like you're fucking full steam ahead, and then you come to a screeching halt for a year. That's got to kill the discourse.
And I mean, it's been done before, but I feel like with other shows that have done it, they give you a lot more per half. Like Breaking Bad did it, but that season was 16 episodes, so they gave you 8.
Yeah.
Split it, and then the second 8 came out like later that year. Like, I mean,
later that year. Not
later
that entire year apart.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how long the break was, but I guess you just get more fulfilled having like 8 episodes.
Yeah.
Versus 4. And Sopranos did it too. That final season was like 22 episodes. So it was
Yeah.
probably like 11 each. So, I mean, I guess it's not like the craziest thing to do it, but with an 8-episode season, it does feel kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So, hopefully they don't do it again. I think they probably learned their lesson. Time to do some trivia. Carl prepared some trivia, and I didn't. So, I'm
Yep.
going to think of some on
I
the spot.
came
Live on the air.
prepared. Yeah, Cash is gonna fucking rule.
You want me
the
to do
dice.
mine first?
Yeah,
I
do
think
it
of
first.
some.
That way I don't taint your
Yeah.
mind.
What movie was Jonathan Goldstein and John Francis Daly's directorial debut?
Oh my god.
Directors of Game Night for you
Yeah.
uncultured swines.
I don't think I know
It's a movie you know of.
a movie I know of.
You probably don't know they made it, but it's like something you've heard
I
of
know
for sure.
they did Vacation with fucking, or one of them did Vacation with Ed Helms.
It's Vacation.
It's Vacation?
Yeah.
Oh my god, look at that.
I didn't know you knew. I kind of forgot that they did that until I was looking at it today.
Yeah. I looked at it today. That's what saved me.
You looked at Game Night and you're like, is this a...
Yeah, I was like, ooh, and then I saw the poster. I went, oh.
Yeah.
I went, shoot.
Directorial debut. Who, I guess, no, that probably on both of our lists. Probably shouldn't ask that.
I don't think you would have come up with any questions that are on my list.
Any questions about movies that are on your list?
Oh, no, like any questions like what I've prepared.
No, I'm not talking about your questions. I'm talking
Okay.
about your list.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Um,
You can come up with two. To do one more, and that'll be enough.
what was Martin Scorsese's directorial feature-length debut?
Ooh. I know this one.
I'm going to double check that it is what I think it is.
Mean Streets?
That's what I think it is. But I'm going to do the old double check.
Yeah, there was a lot of people that I thought was a directorial debut, and then they did some, like, I threw, for those of you that don't know, it's top 10 directorial debuts. I threw Whiplash on my list almost immediately, and then realized that it wasn't Damien's first
shit.
movie.
He has a movie that's 90 minutes from 1967 called Who's That Knocking at My Door? So
Yep.
that's a feature length. So that's,
That's not what I guessed.
yeah.
That is an incorrect.
How many did he make before that? One. Does that count? I think that's a documentary. Boxcar Bertha. I think Mean Streets was like his third or fourth movie,
Oh, damn.
but it was like the first one that was like big and
big production.
yeah,
Yeah.
like Thief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That had, oh, dude. Thief would have been a deadlock for, like,
Yeah.
my top three.
What was? Oh, you definitely don't know that. What was Denis Villeneuve's directorial debut?
I was just looking at it today.
Really?
Yeah. Fuck, what was it? I don't think I remember.
August 32nd on Earth.
Dang, maybe I wasn't looking at it today.
Yeah, you probably weren't.
Maybe I wasn't looking at that at all.
Might be able to give you one more. What was? What was Matt Reeves' directorial debut?
That I definitely don't know. Definitely don't know.
The Pallbearer.
Oh, you've talked about that.
That rascal.
We gotta watch that, dude.
We're definitely watching it. All right, what do you got for me?
All right. What was the budget for Bottle Rocket?
Very detailed question.
If you get close to it, I'll give it to you.
I'd say
If you say like sub this amount or like, whatever.
I'd say like $2 million.
Very close. $5 mil. $5 mil.
That's crazy.
I know.
That
Nuts.
like right out of college, right out of film school, he just got a studio to give him $5 million
No.
on a
He's
script
gotta
where
be-
like nothing happens.
He's got to be the most charming guy
Yeah.
in the world.
He's just a sweetie.
Can I get all the like top actors to come act for me basically for free?
Well, Owen Wilson was his best friend. Like they met each other in college.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so they like kind of wrote it together, and he was in the short film version. Like he made a short film of Bottle Rocket like 4 years before that. So he just kind of lucked out with having a super talented friend that would probably be in the movie for nothing.
Yeah.
And basically, he probably spent all that money on like locations and like building sets and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My name's
rascal.
Dignan, man. So
My
what?
name's Dignan, man. So what? How'd an asshole like Bob get such a nice kitchen?
All right. True or false? Alex Wolff filmed the desk scene in Hereditary without a stunt double.
True.
That is true. He offered to break his nose and smash it on a real desk, and Ari said that's definitely a no. And
Yeah.
It's definitely illegal. But thank you.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I've always thought of myself as like, if I was an actor, I'd do some hardcore shit for the role. Like, I'd be one of those like, I don't need a stunt double type of guys.
Yeah.
But smashing my nose into a desk
Yeah.
is like, I can't even. I don't think I could make my body do that. I think I would have like a reflex to like not let that happen to me. Because that's just like, oh, dude, the thought of getting in a fight too and like someone punching directly in my nose
Square
and
in
pushing
the
it back.
snaz, dude.
I mean, I heard when you were a kid that like, when I was a kid, I heard that if someone punches you in the nose like hard enough directly in, it can like puncture your brain and kill you.
Yeah, your like nasal bone can like lodge into your brain.
That's horrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want that to happen.
I would.
So
That'd be a bit of a
for
bummer.
for the slamming my head into a desk scene. I'd probably use a stunt double.
I'd probably. Where's the squishy desk? I want the memory foam desk.
Yeah, please and thank you.
Yeah, and also, Toni Collette said that she didn't want to like do any more like serious dark roles, but she loved the script to Hereditary so much that she was like, okay.
She saw the script and she was like, "God damn!" I mean, just when I thought I was out,
they pull me back
they
in.
pull me back in.
All right. Which of these following classic movies are directorial debuts?
Which are
Yeah, which are?
okay. So there's multiple correct answers,
I don't
or
know.
just one. Okay.
Which of these
I
are
guess it doesn't matter.
directorial debuts?
I'll know either anyway.
Damn, dude.
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
12 Angry Men, Gone with the Wind, and Citizen Kane.
I know Citizen Kane, and I think 12 Angry Men are, but I don't think Gone with the Wind was.
Correct.
Hell yeah.
That's what it's all about.
That's just a master stroke by me.
Yeah,
I mean, that's just how you do
I had there was a couple of movies that I had no idea were directorial debuts. There's one that I'm pretty sure is on your list, so I won't mention it, but like 12 Angry Men, I was like, what the fuck, dude? It's your
Yeah.
first movie?
Yeah.
Are you a fucking psychopath?
I actually, when I was making my list, I forgot it was a directorial debut, so I didn't put it on.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's on your list.
It's not on my list.
Okay, so we can just shout out to 12 Angry Men.
Yeah, 12 Angry Men is nuts. I have a reason for not putting it on my list, but it's not a very good one. And it's like mainly everything on my list is stuff that I feel like I have experience with like that director now for the most part, and it feels very different than anything like I had seen. Like I can see their personality and like their style in the movie. And with 12 Angry Men, because it's, an older movie, I can't really see that in the movie. And I'm not super familiar with all the other movies that what's his name? Sidney Lumet has done, but crazy first movie.
I think
'Cause it's
Sidney
fantastic.
Lumet did Dog Day Afternoon and Network, which I really want to watch Network.
Yeah,
But
I want to watch both of those.
yeah, I don't know what I just forgot. Oh,
How long have we been going?
34 minutes. I look over it at like every minute. So, what does that say?
It says, do you want to use audio devices black hole to
Oh wow,
stage?"
that's idiotic that came up. Will you hit no?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Oh, it kept I think it kept recording.
No way.
Okay. Yeah, it kept recording. It just like the screen froze when that notification came up, but it didn't stop recording. So I think we
Might have to do some editing on this one.
I don't know. It's fucking leave it in.
Leave it in.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just forgot it was a directorial debut. Didn't put it on my list, but it
Yeah.
certainly should be.
Yeah.
It definitely should be on there. So shout out to 12 Angry Men.
Yeah, 12
banger.
is crazy.
Absolute banger.
Haven't
but
seen
it's-
Citizen Kane, so I
Yeah.
can't say anything about it, but
Haven't seen it. Probably
people
never
say
will.
it's the best movie of all time, so if people say that about your first movie ever,
You're
disgusting.
probably not too bad at filmmaking.
You're probably ballpark over 8 inches, but that's just me.
Oh, Orson Welles is definitely over 8 inches. He's over 10. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get into our watch list. To start off, I saw The Matrix in theaters.
Whoa. I didn't know that.
Yep.
Pretty sick.
Yep. I think it's for the 25th anniversary is why they did that. But The Matrix has always been one of those movies that everyone loves, and I just I watched it and I was like, it's good,
Yeah.
and it never blew me away. So I was like, okay, I'll go to theaters, I'll see it, give it a clean slate, see if it can sway me,
Yeah.
see if it can change my mind, and I like it a little more now. But I still kind of feel the same way. And I gave it a 4.5. I think it's really good. But
Oh, that's good.
yeah,
What
it
was
was
that?
a 4.
A 4, okay.
Yeah. I think the movie is super cool. Everything about it is cool. It's ahead of its time. It's got a crazy story. It's got incredible action. Groundbreaking action.
Yeah.
And I understand why people like it so much. It is the storytelling of it's also really great. It's just super well made. I mean, the Wachowskis directed the shit out of the movie.
Yeah, dude.
I mean,
it's so stylized.
every shot, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
You can tell that they probably storyboarded this whole movie. Because they do some crazy shit. And like I said, the action's great and, it's intense, and I just feel kind of at arm's length with the characters. I don't really care too much about what happens to them. I'm not super invested in the story. And that was me in theaters, no distractions. If I don't love it now, I probably never will.
Yeah. Just deadlocked into it.
Yeah. So I still felt the same way. Everything I'm looking at is cool and super well done, but the characters just don't really connect with me super well, and I don't care too much about what's happening. So that's what holds it back from being a 5 for me.
Yeah.
But it's still great.
I agree with you. The Matrix is one of those movies that I loved initially, and the more as I got older watching it, I liked it a little less each time.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I was I kind of felt the same way. I just kind of found myself just caring less about what was happening.
Yeah. It's also if you're not really paying attention, it's pretty confusing.
It is. It is.
That's a movie that I would get. People say Inception's confusing. Jump off a bridge. The Matrix.
Roadmap is there.
Maybe that sounds stupid saying The Matrix is confusing too, but it was known in Hollywood as before it was made, it was known as the script nobody understood. And it took a while to get made because of it. And I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, so are they in the Matrix? Is this, I didn't, my brain couldn't really comprehend it. And then when I watched it this time, I was like, okay, anytime they're not in the bunker, they're in the Matrix.
Yeah.
The humans are stuck in a ship.
Yeah.
So if they're not there, it's The Matrix, or it's a training program.
Yeah.
But so it's easier to follow now. But like the first watch, it's kind of a lot.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, it's good.
Heck yeah.
Next up, we watched Monkey Man, but we'll save that for like the big, the
meat of it.
Yeah.
I had a little solo watch.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
My recommendation.
I had 2 solo watches then.
Oh.
Yeah. So the past like week or two, haven't had much on the old watch list. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna hit the people. I'm gonna give the people what they want. I'm gonna watch some shit. Yep. And I still didn't deliver on that promise because I only watched 2 movies by myself.
I mean, that's a lot.
But I sat down and I was like, I'm gonna watch Sin City or something. You were like, I love that you listened to my recommendations. I was like, oh shit, you told me to watch Lion.
Yeah, it's just funny. Like every time I watch something by myself and I say it's good, you're like, oh dude, I'll check that out. That's the next movie I'm gonna watch. And then whenever you get time to like sit down and watch something on your own, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna watch this random movie that isn't relevant at all right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, you should check out Lion.
Yeah, I watched Lion, bawled my fucking eyes out, dude. I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed of who I am. I cried.
I cried too.
I
don't think I cried as much as you. I didn't see you, but you said it got you a couple times.
Yeah, throughout I was pretty.
I cried like happy tears towards the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Hopefully that doesn't like say too much, but Carl cried like sad tears early in the movie, and I didn't. I thought it was sad, but I didn't cry.
I'd say probably the old Quattro times.
Oh wow.
Yeah. 4 times.
Dude, it's a great movie.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
And you know what I mean now when I say like before you watch it seems like it would be Oscar bait, but it's just not.
Yeah,
like
it does.
If you watch the movie, like it's just not Oscar bait. It's just an incredible movie.
Yeah, it's so good. Sick ass name too. Lion, short, cool, badass.
Dev Patel. I mean,
yeah.
come on.
How about India? Get your head on straight.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
You've got some crazy shit going on, dude. But I gave it a 4.5.
Hell yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed Lion. Try not to go into a ton of spoilers, but yeah, really good. It's not like deep despair, sad like Manchester by the Sea, but there's sad things happen, and then but
it's also like inspiring and
that whole thing. It's not just
very well-rounded
Yeah.
experience.
You're not gonna watch it and then like go lay down on the highway,
Yeah.
So I really liked Lion. And then I watched The Foot Fist Way, which is I forgot the name of the director, but Danny McBride is in it, and it's one of the first movies that he made with this director. Very low budget, and absolutely hysterical at times.
That's great language that you use in front of my friends.
Yeah. That's good language that my wife uses in front of my friends. Yeah, Danny McBride, I think, he's never so funny.
Been not funny.
Yeah, he's funny in everything that he's in.
Yeah.
I watched him breaking down all of his roles, and every clip that played involving him in the movie, I laughed.
Like the scene where he's a handicapped guy in due date at the the bank.
Yeah. Let's go. I gotta meet my boys at Chili's. Yeah. He's just you in due date. But it was they played that he did This Is the End, and it was the clip where he was like, I guess it's not a total loss if Michael Cera's dead.
now he's playing you.
Yeah. He's been everywhere, dude. He's all over the map.
Yeah. He's a thespian.
Yeah, but The Foot Fist Way is really funny. His reaction to everything is so funny in that movie. Him taking Taekwondo insanely serious. And this one lady is like, he's like, I can tell you're on the fence about signing up. Let me show you something. And he's got this like trophy in his office. He's like, take a look at that. And he won like first place in the tournament. And she was like, oh, I thought this whole thing was just kind of like a joke. And he was like, a joke, huh? Why don't you ask the guy that came in second?
It sounds similar to Observe and Report.
It is like Observe and
Like
Report.
a guy taking something not serious way too serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is like Observe and Report a lot.
Yeah, it sounds funny. I'll
Yeah.
have to check it out.
Yeah, really funny.
Cool.
That was my 2 solo watches.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we watched Monkey Man, but we'll save that. Next day, I watched Riders of Justice,
Ooh.
a recommendation by Evan, listener of the Scoop, fellow Scoopy, Scooper,
Evan, the
boy.
man.
the homie. Yeah, he wrecked Riders of Justice, and I liked it. I gave it a 4.
Heck yeah, dude.
It's
I haven't heard of it. What's the general idea?
the general idea is Mads Mikkelsen plays like a military guy who has a family, and his wife and daughter are on a train. The train has an accident. The daughter survives, but the mom dies, and he finds out. These people like investigate, not the cops. Like the cops just think it was like a coincidence and it was just a freak thing. But this guy on the train like figures out that it wasn't an accident and that it was a hit on this. There's this gang called the Riders of Justice, and
Sick.
there was a guy who was turning on them and about to give a confession, and so the gang like sent out a hit to have him killed so he can't testify.
Oh shit.
And so there was collateral damage, and there was other people that died because of that.
Yeah.
And so Mads Mikkelsen like goes to get revenge on like the people that did it.
Fuck yeah, dude. That
Yeah.
sounds badass as shit.
Yeah, it's somewhat generic, but the characters are really like nice and well done, and
Yeah.
you like the characters a lot, so it's not a bore to get through it all.
Yeah.
And Mads Mikkelsen's great.
You got soaking wet Mads Mikkelsen chasing after you.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a badass. And it was cool seeing him play like a very like physically imposing character, because normally he's suave and fucking
Brains.
even when he's a villain, he's the brains. Like
Yeah.
even when he's Lashif,
Unless he's got a rope with him, dude. Then he's beating your sack.
hell yeah.
He's gonna beat the fuck out of your sack.
Yeah.
You give Mads a rope and he
Yeah.
becomes John Hamm. He's destroying sacks left and right.
So yeah, I enjoyed it. It didn't blow me away or anything, and I just feel like it's a fairly stereotypical revenge movie, but like done really well.
Heck yeah.
So nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I did a triple feature that day.
Oh my god, dude.
It was a week. It was a Saturday, and I just wasn't doing shit.
See, this
and
is the week that I turn up my movies, and then you do a triple feature.
had to outdo you. Couldn't let you catch
That's
me lacking.
fucking cool, dude.
Watched Riders of Justice like around lunchtime, like 12 or something.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to take a nap. I was tired. I was sleepy.
Yeah.
So I wanted to take a nap. So I put on Little Miss Sunshine.
I saw that. I saw you
go-to.
checking that out. I was like,
Yeah, I was like,
this guy's got it going on.
a movie I love. Just put on something I don't mind falling asleep to.
Yeah.
Watch the whole thing.
I walked past you and I thought to myself, the world is this guy's oyster. He's got it all.
Yeah, I put it on to take a nap to, and then I just have a problem with wanting to take naps, but then I put on great movies and I can't nap to it.
Yeah.
I need to start putting on pieces of shit. I need to put on Stalker so I can take naps.
Yeah, dude.
Or The Master.
Fucking won't get past the opening
Yeah.
credits.
So I watched the whole thing. I mean, I just love Little Miss Sunshine so much. It's the third time I've watched it in the past like 2 years, which is kind of a lot.
Heck yeah.
And it's one of those movies that like I don't think I'm ever going to be a filmmaker. I don't think it's something that really like interests me. Possibly writing, maybe, because I can write just like whenever I find time, whenever I have an idea, I can, go write something, and that sort of interests me. But like directing and making movies just sounds like too much to me, and I also don't think I'm creative enough to do it. But Little Miss Sunshine is a movie that I watch and I'm like, I want to like, if I made movies, I'd make something like this.
Yeah.
that's how this movie makes me feel. And it also, like, because I'm an idiot, it also makes me go, like, it can't be that hard. Like, making a movie like this can't be that hard.
This is just a bunch of people.
Like, at the time, these actors weren't, like, big actors. They were all pretty much no names other than Toni Collette. And
Steve even?
yeah, I mean, he was like, that was like the year after 40-Year-Old Virgin, so he was now kind of hitting the scene.
Yeah.
But he wasn't like a high dollar person. So like the cast was relatively cheap, and like half the movie's in a car, and it doesn't really, like, nothing they're doing really costs much to like make in terms of a movie. So it's just one of those like small indie movies that just, I watch it and I'm like, if I ever like had an idea like this, if I was smart enough to write a script this good, I'd want to make it. Like I'd want to make a movie.
Yeah.
Because it's just one of the best scripts I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it's up there with Good Will Hunting and Dead Poet Society for me in quality. It's
Heck yeah, dude.
so fucking good. It's funny. Dude, I mean, I love Steve Carell's character, Uncle Frank.
Yeah.
He's so fucking funny, dude. Because his character is like, he just survived a suicide attempt. So, that's just like, he's just like kind of down and like depressed. And Paul Dano plays Dwayne, who is taking a vow of silence until he becomes a pilot in the Air Force.
Yeah.
And so he doesn't talk. And he hates everyone. He's like kind of, emo-ish, and he's in that phase where he hates everyone. And they convince him to go on the trip because they need everyone to go.
Yeah.
And they convince him to go, and he says, okay, he writes down on the notepad, "I'll go, but I'm not going to have any fun." And then Frank goes, "Right there with you, Dwayne," because he fucking hates Toni Collette's husband.
Yeah, dude.
He fucking hates that guy.
Speaker.
Yeah, the always talking about being a winner and being a loser, and they're
He's
so
like
opposite. Like, Frank is so spiritual, and
Right
like
there with you, Dwayne.
Frank is so like he's a gay man, and he's like spiritual, and he's well educated, and he's read all these like philosophy books, and like he's very has that way of thinking. And then the husband is so like,
he's like a current
so goal oriented,
male,
and like so there's winners and losers, and and winners don't eat ice cream, and winners and blah blah blah, and so they're just fire and ice. And I just that fucking shit is so funny.
Dude, I love that scene of him saying that winners don't eat ice cream, and then everyone starts eating ice cream.
Yeah, everyone starts eating ice cream, and then she's like, "Don't take all of it."
Yeah, I love
Dude,
that.
it's so sweet, dude.
Fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
We're all eating ice
Yeah,
cream.
everyone hates that fucking guy.
Yeah.
And then the grandpa,
God, yeah.
Alan Arkin, he's so funny. And then the scene,
I'm madly in love with you.
yeah, and then the scene in the hotel room, and Olive is like getting nervous about tomorrow because she doesn't want to lose, because her dad's ingrained it in her that, like, there's winners and losers, and like she doesn't want to be a loser.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, you know what a real loser is? A loser is somebody who's so afraid of not winning that they don't even try. And you're trying, aren't you? So you're not a loser. And then it's just like one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah.
It's so sweet. And God, the idea of that movie is just so fucking perfect.
Yeah, dude.
It connects with me. That's just a movie that connects with me.
Yeah.
And how some movies don't. The Matrix 2001, like, I watch them and I'm like, I mean, this is all cool, but it doesn't really do anything for me. Little Miss Sunshine.
When are you going to drive a girl to a beauty pageant? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah. So, I love it. It's so funny. It's so sweet. I can't say enough about it.
Yeah,
One of my favorite.
Is that
It's got Sufjan Stevens in it too. Yeah. Come on.
It's everything you
Any
want.
movie with
dude.
Sufjan Stevens in it, I'm in.
Yeah, it's everything
Sign me
you
up.
want.
Yeah. I love it.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah. So, let me see what else I got. Enough yabbering. Oh, and then that night I watched American Psycho. Did a watch party with my buddy Ben.
Heck yeah, dude.
Yep. What do you? I mean, come on.
Yeah,
That's bone.
Dude, him washing his hands with the gloves on.
Dude, there's so.
It's so funny.
It's one of. I think I'd say the funniest movies ever made to me are The Nice Guys, Game Night, and American Psycho. Yeah, I think
in
it
that
is.
order.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it is absolutely almost every scene has something funny, and the more you watch it, the more you pick up on little things.
Yeah.
Him washing his hands with gloves on is hilarious. The when he's carrying a body out of his hotel in a body bag.
Where did
and
you
then
get that overnight
Lewis
bag?
goes, "Where did you get that overnight bag?" And at first he goes, "Patrick, is that you?" And he goes, "No, Lewis, it's not me. You're mistaken." And then he goes,
Played that off any better.
calls him by name.
And then he says, "It's not me."
It's not me. You're mistaken. That's just the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. And then he goes, "Where did you get that overnight bag?" And then he can't, like, he's stowing a dead body in a car,
Yeah.
and he's trying to get out of there as quickly as he can with no one noticing him, and he can't resist the urge to tell him where he got the overnight bag from.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Jean-Paul Gaultier," as he's getting in the car. Like, he's so
He loads it up,
frustrated.
and he fucking hates Lewis.
Yeah, he
so
hates
much.
Lewis's guts.
And he's, "Where did you get that overnight bag?" And he like pauses. And he goes, "Jean-Paul Gaultier." And he closes the trunk.
Yeah. Dude, it's so fucking funny.
And then the dinner with
Paul Allen?
Paul Allen. He's like,
Yeah.
"Not like that loser
Patrick Bateman.
And he goes,
It's like, another martini, Paul. Would you guys like to hear the specials today? Not if you want to keep your spleen. I mean, it's fucking. Oh, and he tried to get a reservation at Dorsia, and they wouldn't give him
he
one.
pretends to get one."
Yeah. No, but earlier in the movie, he tries to get one at Dorsia for Paul Allen's dinner, and he can't get in, so they go to I think it's
What was that Mexican place?
yeah, I think it might be seafood. I can't remember the name, like Cambria or something. And Paul Allen's like, it's a shame you couldn't get a reservation at Dorsia. And Pat goes, "Nobody goes there. Nobody goes there anymore." Just like so ashamed that he couldn't get a reservation.
Only
there.
cool guys come to this shitty place. Oh my god. You reek of shit.
His little tangents about Huey Lewis in the news and Phil Collins and how he raves about Phil Collins and Huey Lewis in the news to like these people he's about to kill, but then Willem Dafoe says like, "You like Huey Lewis in the news?" And he's like, "Too black sounding for me." So it's like he's ashamed of like the music he likes, so he only like expresses the music he likes to people he knows he's about to kill, because he won't admit that he likes Huey Lewis in the news to Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
Just like, and that's something I just now kind of noticed.
Well, it's
too.
even. It seems like he like says no because he thinks it'll like incriminate him. But
Yeah.
he's just asking him, "What, like, do you like this song?"
Dude, that whole interaction with Willem Dafoe coming to his office is so funny. Because the lady comes in and she's like, "You've got a..." Oh, I can't remember his name. Remember Willem Dafoe's name?
I don't. He's doing nothing to begin with. Pat
Yeah, he's sitting there like
on
reading
his
a
desk
magazine with headphones on.
Yeah, listeling to music with his eyes closed.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Pat, you have a detective here to see you."
You have a detective here to see you, and he's like, he's like, "Tell him I'm at lunch." And
Standing right there.
and she's like, "It's 10:30. I think he knows you're here." And he goes, "We'll send him in, I guess." And then
ace up his sleeve.
And then he comes in and he's like, "I'm sorry to take up your time on such. I know you're so busy." And then he's like, "So what?" And he starts sliding in his magazine and headphones into the drawer. He's like, "So what can I help you with?" And
I can always get you alive.
He goes, "I'm here to talk about the disappearance of Paul Allen." And he goes, "Yeah, Paul Allen's disappearance. Yeah, very very odd." And then he's like, "Do you want a water?"
Suspect in the fucking world.
He's like, "Can I get you a water?" And he was like, "Oh no, I'm good." And then he presses the button. He's like, "Hey, Christy, can you get me and blank here a water?" And he's like, "Oh no, I'm good. And he's like, "Please, it's my pleasure." So what's the topic of discussion here? And he just keeps, like, he already told him he's discussing the disappearance of Paul Allen, and he keeps saying it. And then he's like, "Do you want a lime?" He's like, "Oh no, I'm good. I can always get you a lime."
Dude, it's like robbing a bank with one of those dollar store like glasses with a fake nose and mustache.
Yeah.
That's how he looks, trying to not be a murderer.
Yeah. And then he's like, "So do you know where Paul Allen went to school?" And he was like, "I think he was a part of that whole Yale thing." He's like, "Yale thing?" He was like, "Yeah." He was like, "What do you mean? What do you mean by that?" He was like, "Well, I think he's probably a closet homosexual that has a cocaine addiction."
That Yale thing.
Yeah, that Yale thing,
dude. And then when he's on the big killing spree, and he goes through that hotel lobby or
he shoots
lobby,
the guard.
And he like goes through, and then a guy says, "Hey," and he goes through the turnstile again to shoot him. Yeah, because he saw him.
Yeah.
He saw, and he didn't see him kill anybody; just saw him leave the hotel. But he went through the turnstile twice to shoot him.
Yeah. Oh, dude, his inner monologue when he goes to the restaurant and he's like, "I was starting to get nervous because I thought that perhaps we weren't going to get a good table, but then I saw that we did have a good table, and a breeze of coolness washes over me in an awesome wave." And just like shit like that.
Gotta return some videotapes.
Why not, you stupid bastard? Why isn't it possible?
You stupid. Dude, anytime someone uses that noise, it's so funny to me. Yeah.
Don't just look at it. Eat it. Dude, when she's when she's running away and then he bites her foot. Just lunatic
full
shit.
psychopath stuff, dude. It's so funny. It sounds crazy talking about how funny it is, but it's so funny.
I think if you go in like with the expectation that it's a comedy, some people think it's like a horror movie or a thriller or whatever. And like, it is a comedy. It's a satire, and it's a comedy, and just expect that. And there's no way you don't like it.
Yeah, there's no way you don't have a good time.
It's so fucking funny.
Yeah, dude.
One of my top movies.
Yeah.
I can watch it endlessly.
24/7 on a loop.
Yeah.
It'd never not be funny.
Yeah. We need to do like a full episode on American Psycho.
Yeah.
I would come.
Yeah, dude.
What do we got next on the old watch list? Oh, I rewatched another instance of me wanting to take a nap, putting on great movie and not being able to take nap. I put on The Holdovers.
Oh my god.
Just
that is a good nap movie, but
it's a great nap movie. I was all cozy. Yeah. It was a little chilly outside, and I was like, curl up under a blanket.
Yeah.
Listen to fucking Silver Joy.
Not that day.
You clear that notification again.
Oh my god. Dude, what's happening here?
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on there. But how about it stops?
I'd appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, The Holdovers.
That was my third watch of a movie that came out 6 months ago.
Yeah.
So that's a lot.
That's pretty ridiculous.
That's an insane amount. Even though I saw Dune 2 like 3 times in 3 days, but
don't worry about that.
I'm seeing it a 4th time soon.
Yeah. Water.
Don't worry about that. Yeah, that's. I can't whistle, but
I got you.
Yeah. I fucking love The Holdovers. I don't know what I was thinking initially giving it a 4.5. I was out of my mind. I mean, I was just out of my mind. It's a
Bumped
5.
it up?
It's
Hell
a 5.
yeah.
It's the definition of a 5-star movie. Just, oh, I love it. I love it so much. I think it's funny. I love the setting, the cinematography, the music, the just the overall feel of it.
Characters.
Yeah, the characters. The
Dude.
end, when they meet by the car,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he says, "You can do this." Just it made me tear up.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's so fucking good.
Seeing that lady, I forgot her name, the main lady.
Mary.
Yeah, Mary from The Holdovers. Towards the beginning, she's cooking breakfast. She's in this big kitchen. Dude. Probably help if I hit that.
Yeah, it'd probably help. I don't know what the fuck's going on there.
Anyway, but yeah, you see Mary at the beginning whipping up some breakfast for these young whippersnappers, dude.
Hell
She's
yeah.
sitting there smoking a cigarette, surrounded by breakfast meats, and I don't think I've ever been more turned on in my life.
Oh yeah, it's the
was
hottest thing you can do.
I was like, oh my god.
I'm already attracted to big black women. I already don't need anything else to make me
Dude,
more
she was like
attracted.
flipping sausages, and I was like, God
Yeah.
damn.
If I ever had her call me sugar, I think I'd explode.
Put a plate of eggs in front of you.
Yeah.
Here you go, sugar.
I think I wouldn't be able to control myself.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's insane. You give me some eggs and bacon?
Yeah.
There's not a lot I wouldn't do.
Yeah. I don't know what you want me to say. It's the Holdovers. It's everyone knows it's awesome.
Yeah.
One of my favorite Christmas movies already, even though it's barely about Christmas. Who cares?
Yeah. Christmas is what you make it.
Home is what you make it. That's from Joe Dirt. All my intellectuals out
Yeah.
there know.
It's Cash's secret favorite movie of all time.
Yeah. I've been lying about it being the Batman. That's a cover-up.
It's Joe Dirt.
I'm a closet Joe Dirt fan.
Joe Dirt and Cars.
And then that same day I watched The First Omen, which is my last watch list movie. So now we can get into our two main attractions, Monkey Man and The First Omen.
And Monkey. Which one do you want to go through first?
We'll start with Monkey Man since we saw it first. It appears, I didn't think it was very polarizing, but it appears perhaps it is. Because there's a group of people online that don't like Monkey Man at all because of the camera work. And I say, patooey.
Yeah.
I say patooey.
That group, listen here. That's what I think about you, dude.
Listen, we have a very nice gentleman that listens to The Scoop every week named Max. Great guy. He is in that group. He gave Monkey Man a 1 star.
Oh, I remember you. Yeah, I gotta get this guy's head on straight.
Yeah.
Max, listen here, son. You're heading down the wrong path.
Come over here, sport.
Yeah. You're going down the path that the man wants you to go down.
Yeah.
You need to come
You're
down
falling
the
right into the trap.
Yeah. You've got to break free
Yeah.
of the chains of capitalism and enjoy yourself and enjoy Monkey Man. Come over here to our side.
It was never about the money, man. It was about proving that the human spirit's still alive while everyone else inches down the freeway in their metal coffins.
Yes.
Monkey Man's great.
It is.
It is, I gave it a 4 star. Thought about 4.5, but 4 just felt right to me. Crazy directorial debut. I mean, I already love Dev Patel as an actor, but like, holy shit, what an on taking for your first movie.
Yeah.
Typically, when actors direct their first movie or just directorial debuts in general, typically they're a little like timid with their style, and they're trying not to mess up. They're trying not to do anything crazy or anything risky.
Yeah.
So they just kind of play it safe and get the job done and kind of rely on the screenplay. But Dev Patel did not do that. Like, Dev Patel had so much energy and juice in his direction that it did not feel like he was like, unsure about what he was doing or like insecure about anything. It felt like he knew exactly what he was doing and like he had been thinking about it for years.
Yeah. He came out, no holds barred, hell in the cell, not giving a fuck is what he did. And for those of you that don't know, Dev Patel makes me hard. He gets me erect, and I think that there's probably part of me that just gives movies high scores with him in it. Because I have The Green Knight at a very high marks. I think I have it at 4.5. Oh, God. I have Lion at a 4.5. And I have Monkey Man at a 4.5. I think he is so handsome that I just give him 4.5. If he painted a wall and turned around and looked at the screen,
smile.
4.5, dude. Yeah. 4.5.
Dude, Dev's the fucking guy.
Dev is incredible. But yeah, Monkey Man, I went into it thinking like generic John Wick, but Indian. And it is that to an extent. It is a revenge story, but there's more elements to like the hero's journey than I expected. There's kind of like a spiritual like story, this turmoil that goes on within him that I thought added a layer of depth that didn't really muddy the waters of what the movie itself was.
Right.
But still made it feel like fresh. Like you weren't watching just some generic action sequences that we're going through.
Yeah.
And watching a guy get revenge.
Yeah. I liked the way it like I heard Max say that he didn't like the first half and he thought it like didn't really mean anything and the second half was much better. And I just really loved how they breadcrumbed you along in the first half and you're not really fully sure what the greater story is and what all is happening, but it's you're getting little clips and little shots of like a bloody hand and like they're inching you along, and then you find out in the second half like everything that's going on, and then you're just like fully in. But I enjoy when movies do that and don't give you everything right off the bat and kind of let you piece it together on your own. And I think it creates more suspense and mystery and just makes you more interested in the movie in general.
Yeah.
I think if they started the movie with like a flashback, like the opening scene of the movie was a flashback of everything that happened, and then we cut to modern day, like I feel like that makes the movie a lot worse.
It makes it feel a lot more generic.
It makes it feel more generic, and it's just like, okay, now we gotta wait to see him rise the ranks and blah blah. But it's like when you don't know fully what's going on, you're interested to find out what's going on.
Yeah.
And then once you find out, now it's action time.
Yeah.
And like it's like kind of perfect.
Yeah. It's also crazy because without giving out too much spoilers on Monkey Man, a plan is enacted like pretty early on and fails. And like I was kind of like blown away by that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah. It helps the case of it not being generic, not just being like a John Wick ripoff. I love the screenplay, and I thought it had so much depth and so much you can read into, like that you probably won't figure everything out on the first viewing, like what everything means, because it's very layered and there's a lot of Indian culture in it, and
they have that statue that's like half Shiva, half something else of like beauty and destruction and things like that. And there's a lot of connections with like I guess Indian religion or Hindi. Is that what it is?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like their religion and stuff like that, like folklore. I suppose.
Yeah. I just thought he acted his ass off, and he did so much of the stunts, and the action was. I just loved the action. A lot of people are complaining about the shaky cam, and there is a lot of shaky cam, and typically I don't like shaky cam, but it didn't feel in this movie like it was lazy and it was a shortcut to have bad action and disguise it. It just felt like a creative choice to have like a pretty much always moving camera and
Yeah.
it creates this like surge of energy through it, and I thought it worked really well. There's some movies I watch shaky cam and I'm like, this is, I mean, like watch the Disney Plus Marvel, stuff, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Moon Knight, watch stuff like that and watch the action. It's horrid.
Yeah.
You can't see what's going on. The camera's shaking. This was like a intentional choice and a very well done, way to do it.
Yeah, I think it. To me, it doesn't feel or look like normal shaky cam. I've seen a lot of early 2000s action movies when that was like big, and this was. It felt and looked so much more stylized. Mm-hmm. There's one sequence in particular, post the plan not going according to plan,
Right.
on the stairs, and the character's moving, and he like stops, and the camera keeps going, and the events happen, and then like they propel forward, and they get caught back up in the they get caught back up in the frame. So it's like
what happened in Daredevil in the
kind of like
in the hallway scene.
Yeah, kind of like that. But like
they would go into a room and the camera stays there and you can't see what's happening, and then they get thrown back into the hallway. And
and it was shaky cam, but like the camera is moving like freely. I don't know. To me, it felt a lot more stylized and inspired than just like, oh, that's just shaky cam. Mm-hmm. It looked cool and it was consistent throughout the movie. I think it just was. It felt like Dev's style that he wanted to do. Yeah, bleeding into the movie, and that's what I really liked a lot.
Yeah, and I'm an avid shaky cam hater, and never once was I like, oh, this is like too much. I don't like this.
Yeah,
like I was consistently enthralled by the action actually, and I thought that the action was very like raw too.
Oh my god, dude!
There were things that like. If you ever watch a fight in real life, like they're not clean, they're messy, and like people miss things and they'll like whiff on a punch, and there were times where there's a scene in an elevator where he puts a knife into this guy's neck, but then his hands get tied up and he can't use his hands, so he bites the knife and pushes it in his mouth, and like just in like spur of the moment things that like
heavy
aren't normally in
movies,
right, but it's like that was the only thing he could do there, and he did it. And there's a lot of stuff like that, a lot of biting, like he gets pinned down and he bites someone's arm and he gets free.
Yeah,
and,
dude. There was moments in the movie where something would happen, I'd be like, oh
yeah,
I was like, yeesh.
Yeah,
holy shit.
Dude, the bathroom fight
dude, the axe.
Oh yeah,
because he like catches a guy that he wasn't trying to catch, and I went, "Fuck, dude."
Yeah,
Ooh.
Yeah, dude. It's like the action is gnarly.
Yeah,
and God, the cinematography, like the shots. Everyone's seen the shot of the door opening, the elevator door opening with the red in the back. I mean, it's
God.
I'll
tell you what that
so
is.
Cool.
Ejaculate. That's what it is.
Yeah, and I didn't know anything about the budget or anything before going into Monkey Man, but I just, like, most action movies are high budget, so I just figured it was. My jaw dropped when I saw the budget of this movie, because we watched Monkey Man and we were like, okay, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Great action. It looked good visually, like, had to be a decent budget. $10 million.
Yeah.
And that is absolutely nothing for an action movie.
Yeah.
I mean, action is one of the most expensive genres to do. Action and sci-fi.
Yeah.
And I mean, that would be low for like a horror movie. I'm sure the First Omen would cost more than that. Like
yeah,
I think the First Omen actually costs like $30 million.
Yeah.
So I could not believe the budget that he made that movie on. I don't know if I've ever seen a budget stretched better than that movie.
Yeah, dude.
Like how good the movie looks compared to the budget, and how impressive it is compared to the budget. It might be number one like that I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And I've been watching his interviews, and he's telling stories about like the process of getting the movie made and all the shit that went wrong. He was making it during COVID, and he had all these locations picked out in India to shoot at, and then COVID happened, and he couldn't go to India anymore, and he had to shoot somewhere else. So the movie never even was shot in India, but they just made it look like it. So he had to shoot somewhere else, and like the first day on set, the first fight scene that they filmed, he broke his hand.
Oh my god!
And he had to get a rod put in his hand, or a nail, or whatever the medical term is. But he had to get something put in his hand, and like kind of not touch anything with it, so it didn't like break more.
Yeah.
Because he was like, if I just get like a cast on it, like most normal people do, like production can't go on. Like I'm fucking everything.
Yeah.
So he had to get like a thing in his hand and do fight scenes with a broken hand and not really be able to touch anything with it. So all that shit happened, and he filmed some things on his iPhone. Like there's iPhone footage in the movie of
That's
just
crazy.
like he had like a run and gun guerrilla type mentality when making it, and like by any means necessary, and iPhone footage. The stairway fight we were talking about, that was filmed in like the whatever studio made it. I can't remember, but like it was made in that studio's like headquarters stairway.
Oh my god!
Like it wasn't on a set or anything.
He said, "I'll do this shit right now."
Yeah, he just like he I think he missed. He didn't get it on set and didn't have time or whatever, so he had to figure it out later. Just filmed it like in the headquarters of Warner Brothers or whoever made the movie. Like
God,
just making shit happen like nothing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So
What an absolute animal, dude.
yeah, he it's just an extremely impressive directorial debut, and it just feels like that's what he was meant to do. Like directing movies is what he's meant to do. I think I'd say he's probably even better at it than acting, which is crazy to say, but
yeah.
I mean,
Dude, the blessings from my mother.
oh
Fuck, dude.
yeah.
That was insane.
Yeah. I thoroughly enjoyed Monkey Man.
Dev, I gotta tell you, I like you behind the camera, but you gotta give me a peek every now and again. You have to be on screen,
Yeah.
dude. I
Yeah.
gotta see it.
God, that's it's so impressive what he did.
So good, dude.
But I don't know if I have too much else to say. But yeah, the way I'm talking about it, it sounds like it should be a 4.5. Maybe I'll change it. I don't know.
I've got it at a 4.5 because I'm smart.
Awesome. But yeah, fucking kick-ass movie.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Man
Dev
shit.
Patel, the homie.
Dude, I found that song that because they haven't posted the soundtrack. There's one song in the movie that I like. They played it and I went, God bless, dude. What the fuck?
Didn't even mention JID Needle Drop.
Yeah.
The Monkey Man. Dev Patel knows ball. All right.
Yeah, dude.
I heard 151 Rum and I lost my mind. I looked over at Carl. My jaw was dropped.
Yeah.
I was like, "There's no fucking way."
I was as mesmerized at that than I was as I was the fight sequences because
Dude.
he was playing that.
That's
I was
so
like,
fucking baller, dude.
They hit me with that, and I went disgusting.
As if Dev Patel couldn't get any
I was
cooler.
like fucking disgusting. And
He's
then
a
they
JID
did
fan.
that last song with the Shivas. I went, oh, fucking, what the hell?
Yeah, soundtrack was crazy.
Dude, I got up and I went, I'm gonna go fucking kill somebody, dude. I'm
Gotta go buy Monkey Mask.
Yeah, I gotta go beat the shit out of someone in the parking lot.
Yeah. Yeah, Monkey Man, gnarly.
Yeah.
Absolutely gnarly. And then last night we saw the First Omen. Carl wasn't very excited about it because he's seen the Omen movies and doesn't like them. I haven't seen any Omen movies. This was my first Omen.
Oh my god, dude.
Fucking got him.
We can't make this shit up.
But the reviews were crazy good. It was a movie that like I wasn't even like really intending on watching it, to be honest. I figured it would kind of be just smelly. Like
Yeah,
The
dude.
Exorcist Believer, but for a less known franchise.
Yeah,
So-
that's kind of like it. That's what it felt like to me. It seemed like these remakes of are trying to reboot the older horror franchises. Like haven't really worked very well so far. So I don't get excited for them.
Yeah.
And I was even less excited because I'm not a big fan of The Omen. I know people love the first not the first Omen, but the very first movie in the Omen series, the original Omen.
Yeah.
I've just never been a fan of the story as a whole. So I don't get excited when I see like Omen related stuff.
Right. I can't speak on it because I haven't seen them, but I got excited once I heard the reviews and people were going crazy about it, which I would never have expected for a First Omen movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, we checked it out and it definitely lived up to the hype. I thought it was awesome.
Oh, I'd like to paint a picture for the scoopers out there real quick.
Okay.
We're going to go watch this thing. I book us some tickets, drive us to the theater, and play music that Cash wants to hear, being a cool guy, get into the theater, and we go into the middle of the theater.
Not middle.
Middle of the theater.
Upper.
Middle of the theater.
Upper of the theater.
I'll give you at least one row back from dead center of the theater. One row back. Because we were in F, and E is dead center. So one row back from the center of the theater. Sit down, and I hear, Jesus Christ, what did you put us in Narnia? Oh my God, why did you put us so far back? And I went, dude, just relax. We watched the movie. He's complaining about the seats that I pick out for us. Drive home, he goes, so what'd you think? I tell him my thoughts, and he was like, oh, cool. And I was like, how about you? And he goes, I'm not going to tell you. And then gets out of the car and fucking goes to his room. What a friend I have to do such a thing to me.
All right.
And then he goes,
I can explain
you
all
we
of
got
this.
a podcast, right? And I was like, why the fuck did you ask me what I thought? And
I can explain
he
all
goes,
of this.
you could have said no. I went, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? You're a psycho. You're a fucking animal, dude.
I can explain all
Walked
of it.
inside and took a shit right afterwards.
Okay, so first of all, the seats. When you go to a Regal cinema, they put bars in front of you. Like, there's walls in between each row, so you can't see the people in front of you or behind you. So if you fully recline your chair and you're in one of the top rows, the wall blocks the screen. So you have to sit up and look over, and so you can see over the wall.
So no, you don't have to sit up. You just
can't
lay,
fully recline.
You can't lay completely flat. You have to be slightly up.
You know where you can lay completely flat?
The fucking nosebleed that
No, it's not a nosebleed.
I like to be in the dead center of the row with the entire screen in front of me.
I want
That's
to
what
be
I like.
in the first row of the second of the back of the theater. When you walk into a movie theater, typically there's like 3 rows up at the front, and then there's the rest. You walk to the left, and there's the rest of the theater. I'd like to be in the front row of that, and that's where I normally. That's my, if everything's open, that's where I'd sit. And I saw When Harry Met Sally like that, and it was the most comfortable I've ever been watching a movie. Fully reclined, laying, looking at the screen, nothing hindering my view. I saw The Shawshank Redemption like that, and that's how I want to watch movies from now on. And fucking Buddy over here thought it was a genius plan to put us in the back of the theater.
I want to
For
be
no
in
reason.
I want to be in the center of the row. And you know what? When you're doing your dumb shit, you can do whatever you want. But you know what didn't happen to me? I didn't sit next to someone that had their dogs out. So maybe I'll start getting
Carl, if
tickets
you're
in the middle.
picking seats trying to avoid people with their dogs out, you're going to have a bad time. There's nothing you can do to prevent that. That's going to happen no matter what.
It didn't happen. It didn't happen this time.
Yeah, because no one was in the theater. That's what made me even more mad about you picking dumb seats.
There was
that there were
people
so
in there.
many. There were so many available seats.
I want to be right center of the screen. I don't want to have my head cocked to the right or to the left. I was dead center, and I was having a good time.
All right. I mean, I had a good time too, but like, you still picked dumb seats. That didn't change anything.
No, you had a little.
And
you
then-
complained the whole time. You had your little.
I complained the whole time.
Your little headache.
I
and then
complained the
seats
whole
were
time.
too far, and then you needed your napkins for your munchies. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you.
I complained the whole time.
You're a fucking loser.
You're gonna lie to
dude.
the scoopers?
Yeah, you talk shit about my seats, and then you drop munchies on your shirt, and you went, "Thank God I brought the napkins."
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
You're just making shit up now.
No, you busted out the napkins.
Yeah, I used them.
Oh
I
no,
didn't
you
say
spilled your drink on yourself.
Oh, I did do that. I did do that.
You said I was stupid, and then you spilled a drink on yourself.
Don't worry about that.
These seats are so fucking dumb. And then you spilled Monster on your shirt.
Don't worry about
And
that.
then you pulled a napkin out of your pocket to clean it up.
Anyways,
God.
and then on the way home, I asked you what you thought because you have been known to change your opinion on movies right after seeing them versus a day later.
Yeah.
And I tend to remain pretty consistent with how I feel.
Yeah.
So I wanted to know what you thought initially and then see if that changes. And then you asked me what I thought, and I didn't want to say because we have a podcast, and that's when we talk about it. But my grades typically don't change, so you don't have to worry about me like switching up.
You know what it felt like? It felt like I jerked a guy off, and then he didn't jerk me off. That's what it felt like.
Is that what it felt like?
That's I couldn't have thought of a better feeling to describe what I felt. That's what it felt like.
I disagree. There's such a thing. But yeah, after we left, Carl said he'd give it a 3.5, and I said fuck you. Actually, I didn't say anything, but I think I'm giving it a 4.
Ooh.
So I've seen a lot of 4.5s, seen a lot of 5s at even, perhaps. I don't think I'm there with it, but I like it more than Late Night with the Devil. I don't know if you disagree there. I think you do. I think you prefer Late Night with the Devil, if I'm not mistaken. But
You don't know me. You don't know who I am.
I thought, once again, directorial debut, Arkasha Stevenson, insane juice,
Dude.
directing. There was a
Crushed it.
shot where I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I mean, there's tons, like there's tons of crazy shots, and it was shot on it. I mean, I'm assuming it was shot on film. It looked like it was shot on film, unless they just had a crazy filter they put on. But
I'm gonna see if I can find that shot that I was telling you about. That
Okay.
I think you didn't pick up on.
the cinematography is crazy. The lead performance is amazing. The story was like really interesting too, and really dark, really fucked up. And there was a shot.
Look at that.
Oh, you found
shit.
it? Oh,
Yeah. She
Yeah.
wasn't standing. This is like a promotional picture, but she was praying at that altar.
oh damn.
And like it was zoomed in, you zoom out and you see the candles, and then you see the lanterns, and I
shit.
was like, "Oh my
That's
god,
nuts.
dude!"
Yeah, there's a ton of visual language
That visual language.
in the movie, and there was a shot of them like walking through a church, and she was walking in the hallway, and the camera was moving through the rooms, like looking at her in the hallway, and it was like a tracking shot. And then when it gets to like the final room on the end of the hallway, when the camera gets like positioned still, it's like this shot of her in the hallway, but then you get this reflection of the girl in the mirror, and it was
Yeah.
like so. It felt like I was watching a De Palma film. Like it was so perfectly staged and planned out, and that was happening the whole time. I mean, I haven't seen a horror movie directed like this in a long, long time. And so that really elevated it for me. I mean, I just enjoyed watching it so much because of the juice behind the camera.
Yeah. There's some, I mean, horrifying visuals, dude. They did a lot with like smiles. Mm-hmm. Smiling being like an unnatural reaction to things, but there was that one shot of the hallway that we talked about. Mm-hmm. Her in the hallway, that's great. There's like the promotional picture for it they use in the movie of like a row of candles and like arched up and then arched down and then two lanterns and it looks like her in a mouth. Mm-hmm. That was fucking sick.
Yeah.
The only reason why I gave it a 3.5, and I'm sticking firm to the 3.5 after reflection, but there's not much you'd have to do completely different story for me to like enjoy it more, because I just don't like the whole Antichrist stuff with the Omen. It just doesn't really do much for me. But I will say the changes they made, I did enjoy all the changes they made to the typical Omen story.
Yeah, I mean, I had no idea what this movie was about. I didn't watch the trailer, and I hadn't seen any Omen movies, so I knew legit nothing. So I think that kind of helped, where I didn't really like know exactly where the story was going. It did feel a little similar to Immaculate, which sucks that those came out so tight, like so close together. But I thought this was much, much better, much more well done. There's a scene like towards the end of the movie in front of a car, in front of a church, that was insanity.
Yeah.
Like, going to be stuck in your head for a while. There's a shot of, like, one of the more creepy moments in the movie was, like, a corner of a room that was really dark.
Yes, dude.
That shit was creepy as hell.
Yeah.
And it's a movie that doesn't rely on jump scares, really, ever.
It's more just like unsettlingness.
Yeah, unsettling because of the story and like what's happening and you care about the characters. And there's like 2 or 3 jump scares in the whole movie, and they all like get you. They're all, well done and good, but they don't happen often. And I mean, it's just where the story goes is absolutely nuts. Yeah. And I can't remember the last time I watched like a traditional horror movie. I know Devil, Late Night with the Devil's a horror movie, but it's so unique and different that I'm talking about like the traditional nuns, church,
possession,
all
type
possession,
stuff.
all that, the typical horror stuff. I can't remember a time where I watched something like that and was this like locked in to what was going on. Yeah. So the fact that you can take, because the whole aspect of horror movies, like nuns and churches, religion, and all that possessions, that stuff that never really interests me. I think it all gets really old really quick, and the fact that they were able to make one that I found so interesting is crazy to me. Yeah. After all the ones that have been done, they found a way.
Yeah, they definitely have an eye for visuals. I can say that for sure. Yeah. By the end of the movie, even like small stuff, like there's shots where the main actress, who did a phenomenal job, she's laying down in a bed, and just like the way her hair is spread out on like the pillow looks fucking insane. Looks cool as shit. And I really liked it. But like I said, I just don't care about the Omen stuff. Right. Yeah. But I mean, it's still a half star less than you.
Yeah. It's not too much of a difference. Yeah. But I feel like I'm a lot closer to a 4.5 than you are to a 4.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
But anyways, yeah, I mean, I'm really excited to see what Arkasha Stevenson does next. Instead of giving the Halloween franchise to fucking David Gordon Green, how about we give it to someone good like this? Yeah. Like, this is someone who deserves their shot at a horror franchise. And might not even interest her. I don't know. I mean, maybe she may want to do original. I mean, not original stuff. This isn't original, but
maybe Nightmare, or no. Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street.
I think, who was it, A24 or Peacock or something acquired the Halloween rights, and they're making a TV show. Oh, okay. That could be interesting. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe she just wants to, like, now that she's on the map, she might want to write her own thing and do it, which would be even more interesting than taking over a franchise.
No, I'm
excited to see, because, I mean, the juice is off the charts.
Sign me up for the next one. Yeah. Just preemptively put me on the seating chart, dude.
Yeah. So that's all for our 2 reviews and our watch list. So now we can get into our top 10 directorial debuts.
Fucking awesome idea for a list, by the way.
It just happened that our 2 big reviews this week were directorial debuts, so it just made sense. I'll go ahead and start. We'll start with number 10. Okay. My number 10 is Booksmart, Olivia Wilde.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yep. Like I said, 12 Angry Men probably should be on here, but I just forgot about it. So I've got Booksmart. I watched it recently, a few weeks ago. Absolutely loved it. Thought it was hilarious. Great soundtrack, great story, great performances. And I feel like Don't Worry Darling was more of just like a bad script thing than a bad direction thing.
Yeah.
So I think Olivia Wilde could possibly have the juice.
She might
Possibly.
cook. She might cook.
Possibly.
She might be a little wild.
Ah, got him.
Every
Fucking
time,
got
dude.
him.
I'll get you every time.
Yeah. What's your number 10?
My number 10 is Monkey Man.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I thought about not putting it on the list, but like...
Did you do this list by like how impressive the direction is or just the quality of the movie and that's it?
I did it... There's a little bit of both. Most of the stuff on my list is just like... These movies all felt so unique and like so much their own that like I put them on the list. You know what I mean?
I didn't really include any like how well the movie was directed and like how much creative style they had. I just did like best movies. Like the standard the direction can be pretty standard. If the movie's like a masterpiece, then it's I wasn't really talking about direction specifically, just like the movie in general.
That's just how I did my list.
Yeah, I mean that's all right.
Yeah, I mean we'll have different stuff to talk about. But yeah, Monkey Man, we already talked about it.
Yeah, no need to go into it.
Yeah, it's
awesome.
fucking sick.
Yeah, my number 9 is Chad Stahelski, John Wick.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about John Wick.
I'm a Wick stan. I'm a Wick boy.
Yeah.
I mean you can call me a lot of things. Can't call me a Wick hater.
You can't call him late to dinner,
I
dude.
love the Wick.
Yeah.
And I think Chad Stahelski is just an awesome director. I think that obviously he's great at action. Everyone knows that. He's the king of modern action, but like there's a lot more to the John Wick movies than just action too. There's, like pacing and cinematography, and there's all these different types of things that he's also good at.
Yeah.
That
and like
kind of gets blown over.
To world building and like a really crazy thing that he's made.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should definitely have that on here.
Yeah, so I love Chad Stahelski, and I can't wait to see his Ghost of Tsushima movie, which I hope they cast. I mean, I know he's a little older, but I hope they cast Hiroyuki Sanada.
Yeah, he's got to be somewhere in there.
He's got to be in the movie somehow.
Yeah, put him in there.
I mean, he looks like the lead guy. Like, if he was a little younger, maybe they'll just make the guy older and call it a day.
I mean, the dude looks great for his fucking age.
Yeah.
I could tell you that one for free.
Yeah, I need to watch Shogun so bad.
Yeah. That we can bust that out this week.
Yeah.
My number 9 is Reservoir Dogs. Quentin Tarantino.
I thought about putting that on my list.
I'm probably higher on Reservoir Dogs than most people, but for me, it was the first movie I ever saw that was like all shot in one place, basically, and like just like really small story, but also like captivating. And I don't know, I fucking love Reservoir Dogs, and it's Quentin Tarantino who's got one of the most unique styles of any director in Hollywood. You know for sure when you see a Quentin Tarantino movie. So I think for a directorial debut, having putting so much of yourself in it, of like who you are in it,
right off the bat.
Yeah, just crazy.
Yeah,
awesome.
It's a great pick.
Yeah.
My number 8 is The Witch.
Ooh.
Robbie Egg.
Robbie Egg.
My boy. Talk about style. Like, just right off the bat, he hasn't wavered at all.
Dude,
like,
he's
just right from the jump, he's been the man. He's super detailed with his set design, and he wants everything to be historically accurate, and you can tell. I mean, the immersion into the setting and the time period with the score, too. Oh, by the way, the First Omen score was made by the composer who did The Witch and The Lighthouse.
Oh, shit.
Which checks out, because we didn't even mention it, but the score is godly.
Yeah, it's like the opera, like fucking I don't even
cathedral
know what you
type
the
music.
Voices like the
yeah, that shit. It's an awesome score.
Yeah,
and The Witch has an awesome score too. And that movie, talk about just like a lurking sense of dread and like eeriness.
Yes,
he mastered that like right off the bat.
Yeah, when they're fucking praying towards the woods and that shit just starts blasting. I was like, something coming out of those fucking woods, dude.
Yeah, dude, the direction of the peekaboo scene is haunting.
Yeah.
I mean, that shit is creepy.
Yeah.
So, I love Robert Eggers. He's one of my favorite directors, and I mean, The Witch, like, you can't get much better than that for a directorial debut. A lot of people's favorite egg.
I agree.
Not my favorite egg.
It's not my favorite. I love me all kinds of egg, dude. I'll take egg any way I can get them.
My
Sunny
favorite
side
egg
up,
is
scrambled.
fond of me lobster.
I am very fond of me lobster.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought when the Northman was announced, I thought it would be like this was dead set as my favorite egg. But it's The Lighthouse.
Yeah.
I gotta see Robert Pattinson jerk off at least once a year. So, what was that? 8?
Yeah.
My number 8 is Dan Gilroy, Nightcrawler,
Perhaps could be on my list as well.
as well as The Witch on mine.
So we
Because-
fucked each other.
Yeah.
Ah, nice.
You see how we mutually fucked each other instead of you just fucking me.
You want me to finger her so you can throw acid in her face? Well, no.
Oh no. Yeah, Nightcrawler. Haven't seen much else by Dan Gilroy.
Because he hasn't made anything else.
You checked out Velvet Buzzsaw.
Except for Velvet Buzzsaw.
I didn't check that one out. But
It's so
Nightcrawler-
funny, dude. He made Nightcrawler and he was like, dude, I might be the fucking man. And then he was like, let me try this shit again.
I
And
can
then
fucking die.
And then he made Velvet Buzzsaw and he was like, yeesh. Never mind. I'm not doing that again.
He said, "Oh fuck, dude, the tank is on empty. I'm running on fumes, buddy." Nightcrawler, fucking crazy movie.
Dude. The name of the company's Video Production News, a professional news gathering service.
Yeah.
That's how it should be read and that's how it should be said.
Nightcrawler is like the closest thing I've seen to somewhat similar to American Psycho,
Yeah.
like than anything else
Yeah.
in my life. It's just,
Can you imagine if they gave Lou Bloom a internal monologue?
oh my god, dude. That
Do you
would-
think they should have done it?
I think Lou says damn near everything he's thinking.
Yeah.
Like everything he says is a lie, just about. But like his facial expressions all like tell you what you need to know. Like he
I think
doesn't.
it may have ruined it if they did a monologue. Like it may have made it too.
Like when he's riding the bicycle, he's like, "It's got 14 gears."
Yeah.
No bike has 14 gears. He just stops and puts his head down.
Yeah. I think it may have been too much if they did a monologue.
Yeah.
But it's a cool idea.
Yeah. But Lou Bloom as a character is insane. The amount
Still the biggest Oscar snub of all time, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Should have been the Oscar winner, let alone, but not even nominated.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. But yeah, the dialogue, like everything about Nightcrawler is just, it doesn't feel like anything else.
Yeah.
So
It cost me $5 of gas to get here. Or is that not a lot of money to you?
yeah.
Don't answer my problem with a problem. Give me
I
a
got-
solution.
I have-
I have plenty of those.
I think I'm gonna go home. I feel like grabbing you by your ears and screaming, "I'm not fucking interested." But instead, I'm gonna go home and do some accounting.
I'm gonna do some accounting with a smile on his face.
Yeah.
God, dude, I love me some Lou Bloom.
Yeah.
And when I say that I want these things, I mean that I want them, and I don't want to have to ask again.
Dude. Absolute psycho. Best Jake Gyllenhaal performance of all time.
Oh yeah, easily.
Yeah. Popping off.
My number 7 is After Sun.
On number 7.
Number 7.
You might have fucked me out of a pretty high number,
Oh.
pal.
Hey, you're spoiling the list.
I'm just saying.
You're soiling your pants. All
I'm
right,
just saying.
you're shitting your pants. All right, not me.
Oh, what's new?
I know. Yeah, number 7, After Sun. This is one of those, like, if you're judging by direction for this movie, probably wouldn't be as high because it's just such a simply directed movie. Really, like, Charlotte Wells isn't trying anything crazy in terms of style. There's like a sequence towards the end, like a dance sequence that's like intercut throughout the movie. That's a little wild, but
Yeah.
other than that, it's all pretty like standard, just coming of age filmmaking. And not to say it's bad, but it's just like, the movie's really good because of the performances and the story and everything, and less about, the direction. It's just a very simplistic direction style, which is okay. And that's what I mean. Like I made my list, just ranked by quality of the movie and not by how good the direction was.
I got you.
But there's just a couple things I like more than it, but I mean, it's a masterpiece.
Yeah,
it's one of the best of 2022.
Yeah, such a unique. Well, at least I had a really unique experience with it, and I don't think I've felt that since. Yeah. After Sun, love it. Charlotte, fucking.
Such an old-fashioned word, and love dares you to care for the people. Sorry.
People on the street.
Why can't we give a love that one more chance?
Oh my god, dude! You took a happy song, and now every time
Dude,
I hear it,
ruined. I mean, it's ruined.
I want to turn my car off the highway.
Yeah, I want to bend my car around a tree.
Yeah,
the second I hear that song now.
My next one is old Greta Gerwig for Lady Bird.
Fuck you.
Yep. Greta. Oh, Greta. What a fucking awesome person you are. Lady Bird was fantastic. And she's incredible. I fucking love it. I feel like we've talked about Lady Bird before, so I don't think we need to go into detail.
Really, went into crazy detail about Lady Bird just now.
Well, fucking...
Yeah, Lady Bird's good.
Dude, I could have swore we talked about it in depth. I can talk about it.
I don't think so. No, I mean it's okay. We're not supposed to fucking give a thesis on each movie.
I love Lady Bird. I think it really blew me away when I watched it, because I think we watched it in this. We were checking a lot of coming of age movies, because I showed you the way back, or I told you to watch way back, and then we watched Little Miss Sunshine. You're like, you need to watch Lady Bird. I think it was my introduction to Tim Tom. Well, no, because Interstellar.
What you did was pretty baller.
What?
That's from Lady Bird.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty anarchist.
What does he say about Vietnam again?
Oh, I don't remember.
He starts mouthing off about Vietnam.
Yeah. But there's a part where his name's Kyle in the movie.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, don't worry, I won't tell anybody. And then she's like, yeah, I know you won't, because I'll kill your whole fucking family. And then he just stares at her, and he's like, what the fuck? And she's trying to be flirty and funny, and she just takes it way too far.
Crushes
it. Hilarious.
Yeah. Saoirse, I mean, all the performances are incredible, but it's so well written, and it kind of falls in the same category as After Sun for me. It's just Greta's not going too crazy. Mm-hmm. The shots are incredible, but
it's just such a both movies are so personal to the filmmaker.
Yeah.
And it feels like they're just right at home, telling that story.
Exactly.
So it's not like a biography or an autobiography. It's fictionalized, but it's inspired by their life.
Yeah. So
it just feels very real and natural, and
yeah,
I agree. Lady Bird's kick-ass. Might be on my list too. I don't know.
Goofing around.
My number 6 is Bottle Rocket.
Oh, dude, we're gonna keep doing this, huh? We're gonna keep doing this,
you dirty devil. You good taste having son of a bitch.
You bastard.
How did an asshole like Bob get such a nice kitchen?
I feel like Bottle Rocket's another one that we talk about all the time.
He looks like a little banana man.
No, Anise, you gotta listen to me. That's her name, right? Anise?
Something like that.
I don't know, dude. When he starts pushing the cart,
the visual, the comedic bit of that, him grabbing the cart, is just hilarious.
Yeah.
And my name's Dignan, man. So what?
Yeah.
God, it's
See what that asshole's wearing? Yes, pretty cool.
pretty cool.
You got another one of those jumpsuits, man. I want one of those jumpsuits. You like these? Dude, Wes Anderson is another one of those guys like Quentin Tarantino that just drips who he is.
Yeah.
Every movie he touches, you can tell Wes Anderson had something involved with it. He wore his little tweed suit. He fucking got to work.
Yeah. It's odd that like my favorite Wes Anderson movie is the least Wes Anderson movie, but I just think it's so sweet and it's so funny.
Yeah.
I just love the characters. I think it's hilarious. I just love movies that are like funny and sweet. Same reason I like Little Miss Sunshine.
Yeah.
And this just falls like right in that category for me. It's short. The script is tight. It doesn't. Bob stole his car. Like just shit like that. It's so funny, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, like not crazy direction either, like very standard direction, but just it's more about the script and the performances.
Yeah.
It's just so good.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's my number 2, Wes.
On Bood.
Yeah. I love me some Bood, dude.
Yeah. I love me some Bood too.
What the fuck is that? That's not Boy with Apple.
You're not getting Boy with Apple, you goddamn fruit.
You're both. You're bisexual.
Truly.
So you got Bottle Rocket?
Yep, Battle Rocket number 6.
I got a pretty cool thing going on here because I got Duncan Jones for Moon.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I said, what's happening?
I started
now?
stretching real gay like.
I mean, yeah, I'm about to put my microphone down. Duncan Jones Moon.
I didn't know that was a debut.
I didn't either because it's fucking incredible.
So you got Moon at a 5.
Yeah, I might have it at 4.5. I don't know.
So you have Bottle Rocket at not a 5.
I don't know what I have Bottle Rocket.
What are you getting all mixed up about now?
I don't know what I have Bottle Rocket as, but I love Moon. Moon is incredible. I think. So he wanted to work with like Sam Rockwell so bad that he wrote the movie for him. And dude, I don't know why Sam doesn't get more like leading man roles because he fucking carries the entire movie.
He's one of the most charismatic actors working.
Yeah, and the movie itself, like, it visually looks great. Mm-hmm. And like all the space sequences, or most of the space sequences, were like miniatures and done practically, which was really cool. The base that they built looks like a real base. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of people do minimalistic type designs because technology is advanced, but like he made it look like a fortress because that's what like NASA and the military would build as a fortress.
Right.
The story is simple, but also kind of like crazy at the same time. It's just so sick. And there's so many great shots in Moon. Like even when he's on the rover and like the sun is like blaring into the glass, creating like those sun rays like reflecting off as a helmet. It's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah. It's pretty gnarly. It's pretty gnarly, man.
All right.
I've only seen it once. I don't remember like specific shots.
Oh, okay.
But I'll take your word for it.
I did know they asked Kevin Spacey to play Gertie, and he said he would do it, but the movie had to be completely done, and he had to like it for him to voice Gertie.
Pretty good reason. Like, pretty good, like, terms.
That's pretty crazy terms, dude.
No. You don't want to be in a piece of shit.
I think he's got bigger...
Dude, if you're
I think Kevin Spacey's
had
got bigger problems to worry about.
If I was at that level, like, of stardom, and I could pull that card and be like, yeah, I'll be in your movie if I make sure it's good first. Like, I'd do that. Are you kidding me? It's one of those rare opportunities where he doesn't have to do anything until it's done because he's doing voiceover.
That's true.
So he doesn't actually have to be on set or anything. He can do it after the fact.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty fucking baller.
It probably
move.
does help too, being able to see the movie as you voice it.
Yeah.
And they said he did his lines in like half a day.
Oh yeah.
So just fucking cool shit.
Pretty
Yep.
baller.
The old Moon Man.
My number 5 is Lady Bird. Fuck you.
Awesome.
We already talked about it. It's awesome.
You can go into heavier detail if you want to.
I mean,
I kind of snuffed you out on it.
I mean, I don't have too much to say. I mean, I just love it. It's one of my favorite coming of age movies. It's really funny. It's sweet. It's it perfectly like encapsulates teenagers and what they think they want versus what they need and what they'll learn later that they want, and how kids think they know everything and they don't, and all that stuff. Just great movie. Timothy Chalamet, Lucas Hedges. Come on.
Popping off, dude.
Yeah.
Just cool shit.
The scene behind Lady Bird's work
Yeah.
when she's talking to Lucas Hedges is
Heartbreaking, dude.
just beautiful.
Yeah.
Just a beautiful scene.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Was that all?
Yeah.
My number 5 is Bottle Rocket. And then
Hell
my
yeah.
next one's already been talked about too.
What has she ever done with her life that's so great, man?
Oh my god. Yeah. Bottle Rocket. Fucking crazy.
Hell yeah. Man shit.
Yep.
My number 4 is Nightcrawler.
Nice.
Fuck you.
Sorry, my number 4 we talked about already too.
Okay. Yeah, Nightcrawler.
Everything we said.
Yeah, everything we said. I was gonna start doing more quotes, but nobody wants to hear that.
Alright. My number 4 is The Witch. Yeah, I love The Witch, dude. I didn't watch it because I'm a fucking dumb idiot.
Yeah, because you're fucking stupid.
And I was like, this guy fucking, I don't know who this guy is. Fucking a witch. Spelled with 2 V's. What the
Yeah.
fuck is going on?
Yeah.
I realized the error of my ways. I was not a believer then of Robert Eggers.
Yep.
I'm a believer of him now.
Yep.
And I am
You gotta come around.
I'm an Eggman stan.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
That's
We
what it's
are
about.
all fellow eggettes.
Yeah.
Eggies, if you will.
Eggeezies. I do have a question, and because we do have another movie that I don't think either of us has said yet that is on our list. I have a question about it whenever we get to them.
Well, let's hold it then. Let's wait till
I'm just
we
telling
talk
you.
about
I'm
it.
just telling you. I'm geared up.
No need to preface. You just bring it up then.
Okay.
Just say that.
I just don't want to forget.
Fucking yeah, Nightcrawler. So you've done your 4. That was
Yeah.
The Witch.
Yep.
My number 3 is Little Miss Sunshine.
That's a debut.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Holy
It's
shit.
Jonathan Dayton and Valerie Ferris both directed it and didn't really do anything after that. They just whipped out their penises, made a masterpiece, and then took off.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah, I know. But I talked about it earlier, so I don't really need to go into detail. But that tells you how high I hold it, that it's number 3 over Nightcrawler, Lady Bird, Bottle Rocket, After Sun. I mean, I fucking love it.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I did not know that was a debut.
Yeah.
That was your number 3?
Yeah, that was my number 3.
My number 3,
I think our top 2 are the same.
they're not.
Oh.
But my number 3 is Hereditary.
Oh, fuck you.
Yep, Ari Aster.
So you thought of something stupid to put in the top 2.
No, our number 1 is the same. I have After Sun at 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
After Sun over Hereditary?
I did, and just because the feeling that I got after watching After Sun was so unique. I never really felt that before. Hereditary is a masterpiece. I have all 3 of my top 3 here at 5 stars, so they're all perfect movies in my opinion. But After Sun for me, like the feeling I got, I wanted to feel that again.
Right.
Hereditary was just like, holy shit, this is an expertly done version of what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't sold on old Hereditary. I wasn't sold on Ari. I was a doubter. And I came to my fucking senses, dude.
Yeah, it took some convincing to bring you around on Hereditary.
Yeah, I had to
We
watch
never
it.
really talk about that. We talk about it a lot with Parasite, how you were a big dumb idiot.
Yeah.
And, like, I knew initially, like, because I was a smart, big brain person. But Hereditary took some time, too. I remember we watched, like, half of it, me, you, and Logan, and thought it was, like... We watched it during the day and had a reflection on the TV and just not, like, ideal movie watching standards, and we turned it off. And then I watched it on my own alone, and I was like, dude, y'all gotta watch Hereditary. Like, it's fucking creepy. And I remember thinking that the naked guy in the closet was absolutely terrifying. And then you still to this day disagree with me.
Yeah. Well, there's certain things that, like, when I watched the movie the first time, the naked guy in the closet, the body floating, Tony crawling across the wall, it's like jarring visuals that I could, like, I didn't know how to feel about at the time. And I just kind of equated that as it being like, that's not very good, because I couldn't decide what I thought about it, because like I like, that was crazy what I just saw.
Yeah.
And then I also think that some of the story elements were I probably missed my first time watching it. So I had to watch it. Like,
I think like
twice,
your third time,
like,
maybe.
Yeah, like twice after the
around.
first time I watched it. So 3 total watches. I was like, dude, there's something going on here.
Yeah. Sometimes it takes that amount. Like some movies take that amount to really understand it and love it. Some, like, music people.
Yeah.
Like I told you, I didn't like the Smiths when I first heard them. I thought it sounded weird, and now I love them.
Yeah.
So sometimes it
You
just
put the old screwdriver in your ears, and now you can listen to it.
all right, settle down. So
And yeah,
some movies just you got to rewatch them, and it's one of them.
yeah.
Well, I mean, not really for me. Like whenever I saw it for the first time, like at night, you know, like in a proper, you know, way to watch the movie, I really liked it. So it didn't take me that much time, but. And Parasite. Really, I'm just like really smart. Like I just I know greatness when I see it.
I want to watch. I want to rewatch Midsummer again, because that's another one that people love that I don't really like very much.
Yeah, I like Midsummer a lot.
Yeah. You know what I don't need to rewatch? Beau's Afraid.
Yeah, that was a smelly.
Yeah. And I was going to ask you, between Ari Aster and Gilroy, which one made the smelliest movie between Beau and Velvet Buzzsaw? Because I haven't seen Velvet Buzzsaw, but you talk about how bad it is.
Oh, Beau's much better.
Much better.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Velvet Buzzsaw's got to be
I think
garbage.
Beau's Afraid like a 2.5.
Oh, okay.
Like I still liked things about it. I'd like nothing about Velvet Buzzsaw.
Damn.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
much better. Plus he has Midsummer thrown in there. That's like, even though you don't like it, still a decent movie.
Yeah.
Even in your opinion. Even though I think it's great. But Dan doesn't have that. Even though I think he worked on Rogue One or Andor, like wrote it or something along those lines. He didn't direct it, but
Guess who cares?
oh,
Not me.
why are you being mean to Dan?
Because he made Velvet Buzzsaw.
You haven't even seen it.
I don't got to. My pal told me.
You got a good pal that
I got a buddy
fights
that'll
off the beast for
take
you.
the bullet for me.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and do your 3 and 2, because I already told the people my 3 and 2.
I already told you my 3.
Okay, go ahead and do your 2.
My 2 is Hereditary.
Nice.
The best modern horror movie. One of my favorite horror movies of all time. Horror movies typically have like this feeling that you're watching a horror movie, and it's like this nothing matters. People are just meat sacks to be murdered. They're just sacks of blood that don't matter. and it's just a way to progress the story along so you can have some bad guy come kill him. And Hereditary feels like a real movie, like an actual film that just happens to also be a horror movie. And Toni Collette gives one of the best performances in a horror movie ever. The whole cast, I mean, Alex Wolff and the girl and the father, I mean, the little Easter eggs about payment and like just sprinkling things in, and it's so rewatchable because of all those little details and the stuff you see. And it's not a jump scare movie either. I hate movies that rely too much on jump scares. Hereditary relies on being creepy as shit. Yeah. And it is. You watch, I've always said Sinister is the only movie like I won't watch by myself because it's terrifying. I'd be concerned about putting on Hereditary by myself at night.
I'd prefer not to do that.
It's especially at the end with the naked old guy.
Something
it's
about
fucking,
that old guy penis.
And the song they play when she's, I don't want to spoil everything, but like the treehouse with Toni Collette, like going into the treehouse. Yeah. And the song they play is like super. It's like unsettling, and then the
weird
ending,
melancholic like tone.
Yeah, this in the ending scene, like of all the people. We're just gonna spoil Hereditary. I want to talk about it. Yeah. So if you haven't seen it,
you know what it was like.
Get out of here.
Yeah. When I saw it like the first time, the ending scene, I was like, there's something more here, because I felt weird by the end of the movie. I was like, I feel weird right now. Mm-hmm. Why do I feel this way? Yeah. And then I watched it more, and I was like, dude, this is stirring up my insides here. Yeah. Give me the old rumbly tum.
Dude, all the people in the treehouse with their heads cut off, chanting "All Hail Payman." Yeah. Is so fucking creepy.
Yeah. Horrific, dude.
It is so fucking creepy. Her floating into the treehouse, all the naked people staring at her, like all the naked people outside in the bushes. Yeah. Like, good grief. The naked old guy in the closet, her banging her head on the attic door. You think she's like banging it with her hand or something, like and you just see it from his perspective.
She's fucking smacking her head.
She's smacking her head into the attic at like an insanely fast rate, like unhuman speed. And then she cuts off her head with a piano wire. Oh my god, dude! It's early in the movie when she cuts off the light in her like workroom, and then she sees her mom real quick and turns the light back on.
That's like the closest thing to a jump scare you get in Hereditary.
But also no big loud smack or anything. Like no music, but that's what nothing telling you to be scared.
That's what made it feel so like creepy though.
Dude, it's always going to be creepier when there's no sound. Yeah. Like when it's silent and you're seeing like a shadow of something in the dark and you can't really tell what it is and it's silent, is a lot creepier than if there's creepy music. Yeah. And a lot of movies don't get that, but Hereditary does. Yeah. There's not a ton of music in it. Other than like when she's floating into the treehouse, it's pretty musicless.
Yeah, and then when they do use music, it's done expertly. Like the ending chime, I can't explain it, but it's fucking weird. Yeah. And I don't like it. I don't want to hear that when I'm going outside.
Oh, and dude, it's not music, but like randomly in the second half of the movie when Toni Collette's starting to go crazy and she'll just be like working on something and then you hear a super loud and it's like if you're watching it with headphones on, it scares the shit out of you. Yeah. And so expertly directed.
Yeah. And Toni looks like she is going insane. Yeah. Tony's portraying a psychic. Like, I would have figured that you go behind the scenes, you're like, yeah, we drove Toni Collette insane to play this role. Yeah.
Don't stare at me with that fucking face on your face.
Dude, she's so good.
I just realized that two of my top 3 movies have Toni Collette in it.
Yeah, dude.
What a baller.
We need to watch Mafia.
No, we don't. She didn't even watch Mafia.
Tony.
Yeah, that rascal.
Yep.
Yeah, Hereditary is my number 2. And I think we have... I know you said After Sun's your number 2. Did you want to talk about it or no?
No, we talked about After Sun. Okay. Our number 1, Stuart, A Life Backwards.
The Open House.
I'm just joshing.
It's Get Out.
Yeah, Get Out, Jordan Peele. a masterpiece.
This connects like both in terms of quality and directing.
Yeah.
Like it's not one or the other. It's the stars aligning. And if anyone says it's not the best like directorial debut, I kind of have questions for you. Like
Yeah.
I'd be very curious as to why you think it's not.
I could see someone putting like Hereditary over it because there's people that love horror, that they live and breathe horror, and for me, I mean, I know Get Out is
Kind
on paper a
people
horror
say
movie.
it's a horror movie. It's a
but
thriller to me.
Yeah, it's more of a thriller, and I think that Hereditary is more of a genuine horror movie. So I would understand people that say Hereditary because people have the biggest penis for horror. But
Yeah.
Get Out, I think, is just the most impressive thing that I had ever seen. And I watched it in theaters. It seemed like there was like a lot of controversy about it. And I watched it and
Yeah,
I
it was
like,
the whole like racism thing and
Yeah.
like
I fucking went in there, watched the movie, and I went, that was just a phenomenal movie that I
Yeah.
just watched.
Yeah. I remember like I wasn't very smart back when I was a youngin' and I was watching movies. We would watch stuff like Truth or Dare and the Bye Bye Man, and like I would leave like satisfied. Like I'd be like, "Oh,
You didn't leave the Bye Bye Man satisfied.
I didn't.
No, we
don't
picked that
really
shit
remember.
apart, dude.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, we
in
did
general,
watch Truth
like
or Dare, and we enjoyed it. That was funny.
yeah, in general, I would watch movies and just like they were just entertainment. They were just a way to spend a Friday night, and like I didn't care too much about it. I didn't know how to really like analyze movies, and even I, as like a stupid kid, knew how great Get Out was.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't understand how someone who had never made a movie before could make something that good.
Yeah.
And it's all the way to like the writing, because he wrote it and directed it, and it's the same stuff I was talking about with Hereditary, with the little details that make it so rewatchable, and him leaving little like hints, and it's just so detailed. It's so well crafted. The pacing is crazy. It never gets stale or anything. The way that they shot like him going into the sunken place,
Yeah.
the sound motif of the spoon and
Yeah.
like the spoon on the coffee thing, and like it's just so perfect.
Yeah.
And it's so perfect on like it's intense when it's trying to be intense, when it's trying to be funny, it's funny. It's got like social commentary. It has everything. It's a
Yeah.
perfect movie.
Yeah, and then it also has like there's certain sequences in it that are so creepy too. Like the silent auction sequence makes my skin crawl.
Yeah. Dude, just the opening scene of the trees with the creepy song.
Yeah. That fucking insane.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, it makes you so uncomfortable too for Chris, because these people are coming up to him like, oh, I would have voted for Obama for a second term. Like
they
third term
think
or
they're
whatever.
like connecting with him.
Yeah,
somehow.
they're trying to. I heard black is in style and all this stuff that's just super uncomfortable, and like they really put you in his shoes, and you're like, ugh,
Yeah,
that's grody.
yeah, it's weird. But dude, I had
And the twist, the twist with Lakeith Stanfield and
Yes.
what you think that is like on first watch, and you think it's like him being upset and like upset about him taking a picture,
Yeah.
and you know, and then you find out later like that was the real, I think his name was Logan in the movie.
I think so. Yeah,
The real Logan like coming out for a second and actually warning him and telling him to leave, and
yeah,
that's like insane.
crazy
Storytelling.
writing, dude. Yeah,
Insane writing and storytelling, and like the fact that a human thought of that
yeah.
blows my mind.
Yeah, I remember watching it, dude. I came into work the next day. I worked the old 9 to 5. Spent every minute talking about Get Out with my coworkers, dude.
Yeah.
It's so awesome. I mean, we talked about it forever. It created such like a discourse of us talking about just fucking dick riding Jordan Peele all day, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I love Jordan Peele, and I'm excited for whatever he's gonna do next, but he hasn't really came close to Get Out. And it's not like that's an easy task, of course. I mean, it's one of the best movies ever made, probably. But
Yeah.
like,
How would you rank what he's put out so far?
oh, Get Out, no bus. Easy.
Yeah, that's
Not
how I
even
have it.
discussion. Get Out's a masterpiece. Nope is a 4, and Us is like a 3.
Yeah.
Us, if we're ranking trailers, Us number 1.
Bump it up.
One of the best trailers I've ever
Bump
seen
it
in my
up.
life.
Yeah, dude. Us. I was so excited for Us, dude.
Dude, coming off Get Out and then seeing that trailer, we're back.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was like,
I was so excited.
I'm coming left and right. Dude, I was so ready.
Yeah.
And then I was like, damn.
Didn't stick the landing.
Weirdness.
I want to rewatch Us, though. I want to see, like... I want to watch it with my fully formed frontal lobe.
I want to rewatch it, and because I rewatched it the first time, and I kind of picked it apart. But like, I don't normally do that to movies, but Get Out was such like a smart, tight movie.
You expect the same quality.
Yeah, I expect that. So maybe if I watch it, I'm just kind of like, I'm just gonna watch this and just take it in.
We need to watch it like how we watch like Tenet,
Yeah.
and just like enjoy it and not try to figure everything out and like this doesn't make sense because blah blah blah.
Yeah. I could have just had.
We're trying to understand it,
The
but we
wrong
need to
idea.
just feel it.
Yeah, the wrong idea going into it. That could be what it is.
But I mean, there are a lot of people. Most people don't think Us is that great, so
Yeah.
it's not like we're crazy.
It's still a good movie.
Yeah, still a solid movie,
Yeah.
but just in his filmography, like the weakest.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's all we got this week. Don't know what we'll be discussing next week. I think we're coming up on our 50th episode, so we'll have to do something special.
I might get naked
For only me to see.
for only you to see.
Yeah,
And you guys won't even know if I'm naked or not. I could be naked right now.
he could be. And guess what? He is. I'm looking at his Johnson.
I've been naked the whole time.
I record every episode naked. Yeah, I don't know what we'll be yapping about, but that 50th episode coming up soon, and we'll have to whip out the big guns. I don't know.
Maybe I might go into some deep stories of my childhood.
Oh man, tell us the bike story and the
They
Pizza
want
Hut
to know
story.
the bike story.
Yeah,
They might get the Pizza Hut story though.
that's a good story.
That is a good one.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if you guys, any scoopers, have ideas for something you'd like to see for 50th, let us know.
Yeah,
Open
throw it
to
out.
ideas.
Except for Max,
Hey, no.
he's in timeout for not liking.
No. Max, you're not in timeout. You're doing great.
See, you're enabling.
We
him.
love you.
You're
We
enabling.
love you,
him.
Max. Yeah, of course I do. He's a scooper.
We
We love all scoopers.
You're
equally.
the fast and loose parent, and I have to be the strict one.
No, I mean Max. He didn't do any. He just was honest about how he felt.
He felt wrong.
Well, his opinion was wrong. Yeah, we'll be back next week. Yap about something. Hope you guys have a good week. Hope you enjoy yourselves. Eat some pie, perhaps.
Hell yeah.
I don't know. Pie's good.
Key lime,
Coconut.
maybe a little lemon meringue,
Oh fuck.
maybe a little all-American apple
I don't
pie.
know if
dude.
any of us deserve a lemon meringue pie.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But we'll see you guys next week on the Film
Scoop.